right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena post-fight show. We're going to talk a lot about all the drama that happened after the fight. But first of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. We have Frank Bay, Tom in the chat, Skull Kid, Rafael, who else? Sobers, Hannibal, who's saying, damn, after that Canelo, I was whooping. Wait, hold on. Let me read it here. Fuck it, Mr. Colin. Oh, yeah. After that Canelo, I was whooping. Your channel has been quiet now. Vergil wins, you're back. I don't know who this guy has been, but anyways, we are here going to talk about a great fight yesterday. Great 2 rounds. I'm joking. It wasn't that much of a great fight. But, Ortiz, he looked big. He came in there. He destroyed Luben. I wasn't expecting that. I had Ortiz winning by stoppage, but like in the latter rounds, like 9-10. But this guy just came in. Also, Luben came in a little bit scared. But anyways, I don't want to be talking by myself here. Let's get some people in here. BDA. Oh, he can't hear me. All right, BDA, welcome to the show, and give us your thoughts about what happened yesterday.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm going
to lower your volume. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's 200. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. While you're adjusting that, let's see how it sounds here. But there's not much to say about the actual fight between Ortiz and Luben because it was so short. Ortiz is very, very good at putting pressure. We saw that against Madrimov. Madrimov was moving around, and Ortiz doesn't do much, but he, in terms of punching early, but with his feet, he's applying pressure and cutting the distance. And Luben, one of the things I expected him to at least, because he had some tools here at his disposal. He had speed. He does have a little bit of underrated power. He's been in there with some of the best 154-pounders. And aside from the Charlo fight, which ended very, very quickly, he lost against Fundora, but even then he managed to hurt and draw Fundora too. So he's got, he's not a pushover. He was rated number 5 by Ring Magazine at 154 pounds. And for Ortiz to just go in there, I didn't see, I haven't rewatched the fight since yesterday. I didn't see Luben land anything of significance in that 1.5 rounds. I saw Ortiz just in the first round. He after the first half of the round, he started countering Ortiz while pushing him back. And then in the last round, that's all she wrote. But Ortiz, I want to ask you guys later on about the punching power, how Ortiz's punching power fares in here. But I want to say something about the commentators here because, we talked about it after the Madrimov fight. How I was watching I've watched that fight with both the English U.S. commentators and the UK commentators, and both of those different teams had Madrimov winning after the 4th round. They had him 3-1 or something like that. And I think in the American broadcast, Mannix gave the 4th to Ortiz, and the British ones are like, "Oh my God, I disagree. I don't think he won that round." And then I rewatched those first 4 rounds very closely, and I think I'm gonna make a video about it just to show you just to show the difference between what the rest of us see and what these commentators see. I didn't see, it was tepid. It was tepid action, to be sure. I'm not saying that Ortiz dominated him, but he was the guy doing a little bit more than Madrimov. Madrimov wasn't landing much of consequence. The only thing is that he was moving around the ring. And because Ortiz wasn't looking like the killer that he usually looks like early on, these guys assume that the footwork is somehow, but he wasn't landing anything, Madrimov. And they still give him the round. So the reason why I mentioned all of that is because yesterday too, after we're still in the first round, and Sergio Mora said something along the lines of, I want to see Ortiz do more. Like, do more? The fight just started. We're barely a minute into the fight. He's already talking about he has to do more. But it's interesting. Meanwhile, when Madrimov's not doing shit, backing up in their fight, Madrimov's winning the fight. Even though he's not doing anything in terms of punching, he's just moving around the ring. That's how hypnotized some of these people are with the movement. They think just the guy moving and his opponent not punching that much, that means that the mover is somehow, you know what I mean, Bucho? It's almost as if these people think that because one guy is moving and the other guy is following him, that means that the mover has somehow tied the other guy into playing his game. It's like, so what's the other guy supposed to do? Move around the ring anti-clockwise so that both guys are moving away from each other?
I always said that.
In the periphery of the ring?
If a boxer's on the back foot, the other boxer should do the same thing. and see how ridiculous and show how ridiculous he would look. By the way, Earl Stevens, thank you for your super chat. He says, early stoppage, in my opinion. Some people were saying it was an early stoppage. I mean, I don't know. I think they're being funny or something. He was out.
Yeah, shout out to Earl Stevens for his contribution, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, Amok was saying that he kept posting a meme.
Yeah, I don't know if he was. I don't think he was serious.
No, but okay. Look, in a way, do I want to see a guy drop? Because I know it reminded me a little bit, not exactly the same, but it reminded me a little bit of Julian Jackson's legendary knockout of Terry Norris. He whacked him with an overhand right, and Terry Norris slumped over, still standing, and then he dropped. I think even Julian Jackson caught him with a couple of shots on the way down. In a way, I want to see that. I want to see completion. I don't want to see, but I understand now in this scenario, you know me, I like to see late stoppages. But in this scenario, I thought the referee was on point. I mean, the guy was out on his feet. Did he really need to take those 2 extra shots on the way down? It would have been aesthetically pleasing to watch. You know, hey, listen, we're hardcore, bloodthirsty boxing fans, but at the same time, I'm a realist. I did think that it was a legitimate stoppage. And yeah, I want to have more to say about this fight, but I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about that as well.
All right, we have Frank Bay, if you want to jump in.
Salute.
Frank Bay.
I mean, go ahead. Hey, what's up, BDA, Bucho, salute chat. Yeah, it was a good fight in the sense that Vergil did what he was supposed to do. I wasn't too surprised. You know, Antonio Tarver had Luben. He picked Luben. There were a lot of people that picked Luben. But Vergil was dominant, and he didn't take a lot of damage. And at first, yeah, it looked like a UK stoppage, but on replay, you could see he was out on his feet. So yeah. I think it was a good stoppage. But Luben, his game plan was the box. A lot of people are saying that it was fixed. I mean, I'm seeing on social media they're saying Luben was damaged good. It was fixed. That Bokachuk was that Stanionis was better than Luben. I mean, people are really reaching to discredit Luben. Yeah. There's a lot of narratives being spread now that Stanionis is better than Madrimov, better than you see the games that are being played. But Luben was a credible opponent, and I even heard people saying Lima would have smashed Luben. So this is what we're dealing with. No, I literally heard people say that Lima would have.
Please find me those.
Oh my God!
Please find me those. Please find me those tweets, yes. Man, please, because I already have 3. I already saw somebody in the Discord yesterday making excuses like, "Oh, Luben was cheating. He was done since the Charlo fight." Meanwhile, that person never said anything beforehand. So all of a sudden now the excuses. And I did see 2 other people saying that the fight looked fixed. But they're not even saying, "Oh, it looked fixed." Actually, they're saying it was fixed. And I'm thinking, I don't know. See, it's not even a big fight, and already people are, coming up with excuses. They're imploding. Even Canelo, who has way more fans than Luben, his fans comported themselves with a little bit more decency. You barely saw any implosion. As much as people wanted to see it, they wanted to see a Mexican version of the LBC. It didn't happen. Meanwhile, these guys, it's not even a big fight, and they're coming up with excuses and conspiracy theories. There's only one side that does it. I think it's quite clear at this point.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's pure comedy. It's pure comedy, the reaching that these people are doing. I mean, to me, it's all a part of trying to say that Vergil is scared of Jaron, but I'm sure you guys will get into it. But yeah, that's my take of the fight. It was a great performance. If you look at it, he fought Bokachuk, Madrimov, and Luben. That is a great 3 names for that division. And if you look at Jaron Ennis, take out Stanionis, who hadn't fought in 2 years. He fought Lima and Kardasiak, but that's just my opinion.
Hey, by the way, shout out to Raphael in the chat. He says Luben should have never left Kevin Cunningham. I mean, I didn't even realize that he wasn't with Cunningham anymore. But Cunningham's a bit of an underrated trainer. I mean, he had Corey Spinks back in the 2000s, got him to the undisputed welterweight championship of the world, and he also had Devin Alexander, who at one point was one of the top 3, I believe, junior welterweights in the world. And then Luben, he did okay with him too, top 5 junior middleweight. So yeah, I wonder who else anyway, if somebody in the chat can let us know who else Cunningham has, because he's a bit of an underrated trainer. And another thing that Rafael said, he said anybody who says they knew this was going to be a second round knockout is lying. I just want to give credit to Gonzalo. I know Gonzalo, he's in a bit of a rough place right now. We can't really have him on because he's He's battling, his inner demons. But one thing is interesting though is even though he's on the bottle right now, this dude predicted Ortiz by second round stoppage. So, and if somebody's gonna say, "Oh, well, broken clock," no, Gonzalo's been right a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
With crazy predictions. So, and it's not just every once in a while. He comes in consistently. Lately, like I said, maybe not that much, but the fact that he picked it and he was like, yeah. You know what? Maybe we should get Gonzalo on psychedelics or something and use him as the oracle or something. Like the ancient Greeks used to do and the Egyptians.
What was that movie with Tom Cruise?
Minority
Report.
Rain Man?
No, Minority Report.
Report.
Yeah, we should have like Gonzalo in the pool, connected to some sort of computer. All right, so I wrote some stuff here because I was watching a bunch of post-fight interviews. So let's see what I got here. De La Hoya said, they was in the press conference, they said that Boots and I don't know if he's joking. He's joking, but he says that Ennis and Eddie Hearn don't want this fight. He actually told them, don't show up to the fight because once you see what's going to happen at ringside, like if you're sitting ringside, you're going to be scared. And then Vergil wants to be the best and fight anybody, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, this is interesting. This interview was from Fight Hype, but there was a bunch of people asking questions to Robert Garcia. Mm-hmm. And Robert Garcia said, if the Ennis fight doesn't happen, there's 6 other major fights out there for us. I didn't like when he said that. Someone asked him about Errol Spence Jr., and Robert said it would be a great fight. Also, Jermell Charlo. He said Jermell Charlo kind of confronted them backstage. And so, yeah.
It was,
I didn't. They're saying that they want the Ennis fight, but at the same time, they said, there's other 6 major fights out there if that doesn't happen. I don't know if people are going to say that it's a doc. Somebody posted on Discord, like, look, listen, they don't want that fight. They don't want the Ennis fight.
I've seen both sides, and this is what's worrying me because Sober said that in the last episode, when Open Last Friday, he said that this potential fight is giving him Crawford-Spence vibes. I mean, first of all, the fact that, okay, Ennis knocked out Lima. No, Lima was a nobody, but the way he knocked him out, he disposed of him the way he should have. Then you got Ortiz taking out a top 5 guy, under 2 rounds. Oh, it's what happened?
Somebody, sorry, man, but like Rafak saying Johnny Mnemonic, like Gonzalo in the corner like a dolphin.
Yeah, what was the name of the dolphin with the satellite
signals and shit, like TV signals and shit.
Frying people with microwaves. But yeah, I saw that. I saw Ortiz in one clip backstage say, I want it, anybody can get it. And then he goes, yeah, but my dream fight would be Spence at Allegiant Stadium or whatever. So the way I interpret that is he's saying that he's still holding on to the dream of Texas versus Texas in Texas. But he said anybody can get it. And then in the press conference, he did say, again, anybody can get it. So he's not focusing on one specific fight. However, the fact that he said that, and with De La Hoya, you never know with Golden Boy, Golden Boy really, with Ryan Garcia, he's too inconsistent. So the next best thing they have is Ortiz. So I don't know if they really want to make that fight now, and I want to say more about that later. And then with Ennis, I mean, the Ennis team, they already declined the fight once. And it's interesting because when people were talking about Ortiz Crawford, other people were saying, oh, well, Ortiz already avoided Crawford the one time around, so now Crawford can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to fight him. Does that apply to Ennis Ortiz as well? Because Ennis already said no to Ortiz last year. So does that allow Ortiz to fight somebody else? I mean, obviously not, but I'm just saying, are people going to keep consistent? And then, like you said, the Ennis team too. I mean, they're the ones that turned down a bunch of fights last year. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're already getting into this thing that I hate about boxing, which is when you get into the he said, she said. You got to keep track of who said what, who did what, and it's boring. We just want to see the fights, but unfortunately, this is the boat we're on. The he said, she said, and hopefully the fights happen. Or this fight happens. I'm crossing my fingers. But like I said a couple of episodes ago, boxing makes you into a cynic, it makes you into a skeptic, and it turns you into an asshole. I mean, well, it didn't turn me into one. I was already one, but it just
it does. It eats us away. Mm-hmm. It's our soul.
Yeah.
By the way, Eddie, because I wrote here in a telegraphic type of way, so it's kind of like sometimes now it's difficult to decipher this. But Robert Garcia also said that Eddie Hearn wanted 2 tune-up fights, so he might still want 1 tune-up right now. Nah. Even though they're talking about, we want the Ortiz fight, they might still want that second tune-up, he says. And he believes that it's possible that it's the zone who's trying to push for this Ortiz fight.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, I mean,
I
the
gotta,
thing that's,
I gotta tell you, I don't like what I'm hearing from both sides. But when you look at resumes, and I'm already seeing people picking Ortiz just based on the fact that he's fought more people. I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not bringing up the resumes for that reason. What I'm bringing up the resume for is the fact that he's fought better opposition. So if you're talking about one guy avoiding, Vergil Ortiz has fought more guys. In fact, he was gonna fight Stanionis before the rhabdomyolysis or whatever the fuck it is that he has struck. So I doubt that he's the one that's scared. Maybe the lawyer, but at the same time, Matchroom and Ennis have also been running around this issue. I mean, they already declined the fight once. So hopefully both guys get their act together.
Yeah.
Boxing needs this fight. And by the way, we were talking about how maybe both sides want to marinate the fight, right? We talked about that in the last episode a little bit as well. And I want to just articulate why that doesn't work in boxing, especially with guys at the level of Ortiz and Ennis. Because Ortiz didn't sell yesterday. Apparently, the ticket sales were horrendous. Ennis is only marginally better as a star because he sold well in Philadelphia, but that's Philly. Like, can he sell anywhere? I mean, and maybe people were saying that the Ortiz fight didn't sell well because they overpriced the tickets. So if they priced them accordingly, would people have shown up in his home to Texas? I don't know. What I'm saying is neither guy is that better off as a star. So for any one of these guys to come out and say, well, I want X amount or more than the half or whatever of the purse or whatever, and I call the shots because I'm the bigger star. Neither guys are that big stars. So and so if these promoters are thinking that they can just marinate this fight and let's wait for both guys to become really famous and then we can put them together, I think at this point neither guy is ever going to reach that unless they fight each other. And even then, even if they beat each other in concussive fashion or impressive fashion, I doubt that would actually make them into mainstream stars. Maybe it could, maybe it wouldn't. But what I'm saying is, for them to get there to the next step in terms of fan reach and transcending the boxing world, they would have to fight each other. This whole thing of, if De La Hoya and Hearn really think that these guys can become superstars on their own by fighting Murtaza Aliyev and Tim Tszyu and Fondora, they're in for a rude awakening. The fight between these two guys needs to happen. And again, it's a weird fight to make because it wouldn't be for the Ring Magazine Championship of the World. It wouldn't be for the Junior Middleweight Championship of the World because Ennis is rated, I think, number 7, or it is number 1. So the Ring Magazine wouldn't be in contention. But it's still a heck of a fight. And you could see that just...
I think they're trying to make Turkey do it.
But real quick, just the last 3 weeks, like Ennis stopped Lima, and then Ortiz stopped this guy. You can feel the buzz. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's Crawford Canelo, but it's better. I don't think it's going to get any better.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they're trying to make Turkey shell out the money for this. I think it's the only thing they're waiting for. That's why they're marinating it.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Be dangerous.
And that's what Robert Garcia practically said, because after the interview, he said he's down for a Fondora fight, if that's next, or a Charlo fight. And he said, it's better if we get Turkey in on this. I mean, this is a huge fight.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, go ahead, BD.
No, go ahead.
No, it's a lot of these. We talked about this before. Like a lot of these boxers and promoters, they're expecting Daddy Turkey to step in and splash a bunch of money. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, just what Bessel said. See, when you start talking like that, it kind of muddies the waters. Just what I'm saying, just from the fighter's perspective, right? Is Vergil scared of Ennis, or is Ennis scared? And then you got the managers, then the coaches, then the teams, and then the promoters. So, you say with Turkey, leave him out of this right now because they don't need him. It's a big fight already. They don't need him. They don't.
But they want more money. Here's the thing, though. They
want the money.
They think, you know what? Yes, of course we can make money, but we can make even more money. I mean, it's greed at this point for these guys. By the way, this is Robert Garcia says that this fight doesn't have to happen next. I mean, he says we want this fight, but it doesn't have to happen next. It could take a few. It could take a few fights from now, and it could become bigger. Yeah, he said basically he was saying he thinks marination is a possibility. And you're just gonna make that fight bigger. So, this is how they think.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, Franken and Vessel are right that this could be another parallel with Crawford Spence. That one of the reasons, it wasn't just the main reason, but one of the reasons why that fight took so much time to make is because neither guy, I mean, yeah, Spence was a bigger name than Crawford, but again, by how much? And both guys wanted to get paid as if it was a mega fight that was going to transcend boxing, and it didn't. It wasn't going to transcend boxing, and it didn't. But both guys wanted to get paid that amount because, hey, we're the two best, undefeated, blah blah blah. And it's something similar with Ennis and Ortiz, like you guys said. They're waiting for Daddy Turkey to come in and splash money around. I bet you they want minimum over $5 million to fight each other. And I'm thinking, look,
more.
Ortiz, like I said, he couldn't draw anything. Yeah, more probably. Yeah, I know, but I mean,
at least.
Ortiz couldn't draw flies. Yeah, Ortiz couldn't draw flies. Ennis did well in his hometown. That's pretty much it. That doesn't mean he's a superstar. So I think both guys should bite the bullet and say, look, it reminds me a little bit of Marco Antonio Barrera versus Kennedy McKinney. I mean, neither guy was a big star, but HBO at the time was willing to spend money with Boxing After Dark, putting in lesser-known fighters, but who were quality world-class fighters. And that's at the level that these two guys are at in terms of fame. But they don't think that. They think, hey, man, it's a big risk, so I should get paid at least, $6 million, $7 million. And that just doesn't seem reasonable to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are bigger stars than I think, but I doubt it.
No, they're definitely not. I don't think they're big stars at all. They need a name. Imagine if Crawford had fought Spence. I mean, Crawford had fought Jaron Ennis. He could be a bigger star, or Ortiz had fought Spence earlier, he'd be a bigger star. So these guys, I think people overestimate how big they really are.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they said that they get a couple followers.
Yeah, I mean, out of the hardcore audience, I mean, the average person, the casual fan, they don't know them. I'm sorry to tell you, they don't. They know Crawford maybe somewhat now, but I don't think he could be picked out of a lineup or be spotted on the street.
Absolutely, this is what I said, man. Like nobody cares, man, about him. And I'm not trying to talk shit. I mean, as a boxing fan, I'm gonna watch Crawford again, obviously. But I'm talking about these casuals that showed up to the Netflix fight to watch Canelo against this guy that they didn't know who he was, and he was supposed to be an underdog, and then he beat Canelo, and now these casuals go like, oh, okay, well, that fight wasn't even that exciting. Okay, Canelo lost. That's it. And then they're not all of a sudden falling in love with Crawford now, right? Now they go, I'm going to follow his career now, whatever's left.
Exactly. Half that audience, they're drunk, they leave, and they forget about boxing until...
Especially a boring fight, especially after it was an uneventful fight. I mean, I know Crawford fans are going to say, no, it was a very exciting. I rewatched it 5 times. It was so good. It wasn't. It really wasn't.
There was zero buzz. You know what? I mean, say what you want about Haney Garcia, but when people left that arena, they were excited. They were buzzing. People were jumping off the... I'm sure, like, your analytics probably jumping off the charts for that. Like, I seen the numbers. They were crazy. But after Canelo Crawford, it died about a week after.
Everything died.
What exactly, like the content, the creator, the media, what were they gonna say about that fight except it delayed Crawford to no end, but you couldn't really use the fight.
Shout out to Virtuoso in the chat for his contribution with the super chat. He says, to hell with marination, Oscar can't cook. That's a good point with the whole analogy or whatever you want to call it about marination. Yeah, it's true, you gotta know how to cook. And Golden Boy obviously is one of the top.
It rots.
Exactly. Or, it's De La Hoya is one of the top. De La Hoya Golden Boy Promotion is one of the top 4 organizations in boxing right now. But that doesn't mean necessarily that he knows how to put on these mega events. And he was putting on. It seemed like he put a lot of his work and a lot of his power and a lot of his malice into Ryan Garcia and trying to develop him into a star. But now he's realizing that first of all, Garcia is too volatile. He doesn't even like him. You never know when he's going to, the lawyer never knows when Garcia's going to turn on him or when he's going to tweet something like, fuck you, faggot, or something like that. And now he's starting to realize, hey, maybe Ortiz, he's a more consistent guy. Perhaps mentally he's more consistent, but physically, he's got his ailments and whatever. So maybe he's not that reliable either. But yeah, so what I'm trying to get at is here that the De La Hoya, if he's trying to marinate this, and same thing with Matchroom on the other side, I'm telling you, this could end badly. We've seen it before. I mean, the main example was a while back now, but it happened just within the same organization, Top Rank, when they had Juan Manuel Lopez and Gamboa. People wanted to see that fight. It's like, when are they going to make the fight? They marinate. I think even somebody at Top Gun said, "Oh, we're marinating the fight." And then what happened? Orlando Salido comes in and beats the brakes off of Juanma Lopez twice. And that's it. That was one interesting fight that got ruined. So they should just make this fight that the fighters should bite the bullet, realize what they're worth, and stop. But the fighters, they should get compensated. Yeah, if they get paid $5 million, that's a good compensation for this fight, and we get to see a good fight. Especially if we're going to be paying $500 now per year for the zone. And by the way, let me ask you guys this though: if they make Ennis Ortiz next year, you think that they're going to put that on pay-per-view?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh,
Wait, on the package, you mean, or like something else?
Well, no, just a pay-per-view.
Oh,
the
it's a
package
pay-per-view,
includes
for
12
sure.
pay-per-views. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be like a turkey card per pay-per-view.
guys, I'm gonna just continue with this Robert Garcia interview that they had with him in the hallway over there. They told Robert, "Hey, Boots said that Ortiz Luben went the way he expected it." And then Robert replied by saying, "Well, Boots versus Lima went the way we expected it. The only difference is that Erickson Lubin is a solid guy, a real guy." He has a very good point. He has a very good. I mean, Lima. I'm sorry, who the fuck was this guy?
I mean, listen, Luben
Is it true Lima was managing a Quiznos before he was a fighter? No joke. No joke. I actually heard that.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was working
I
at
seen some
Jiffy.
shift loading, that he was a restaurant manager.
Yeah, he was like a restaurant manager.
I wouldn't
No
be
joke.
surprised, man. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, Lubin. I mean, a lot of people were saying Lubin was washed up, and he probably was. But still, he was much better than Lima, 100%.
Interesting. After the fight, I heard that. Before that, I wasn't hearing too many.
But before the fight, it was like, you never know what can happen. Lubin has that power. You never know. So, yeah. By the way,
they're
Robert,
trying to draw parallels where there are none.
parallels with what?
Go ahead. With Lima and Lubin, they're trying to draw parallels.
No, you can't. Yeah, no, there's no
the
way.
same guy. What are you talking? And Boots did it in the first round. It's like, no, they're not the same guy. Lubin had pedigree. I heard some crazy stat. I guess he was hired by Roy Jones. Something about his pedigree. You know.
I didn't hear that. But yeah, no, you can make a comparison.
What do you guys think about? Because a big thing going into this, if they fight, and hopefully they do, between Ortiz and Ennis. First of all, Butch, I don't know if you can put the picture that I posted on the main Discord here. I mean, in the Discord where we're talking right now. The Ortiz called Ennis fourth. He actually said, everyone's always talking about, this guy, whenever two guys face off for a potential matchup, this guy's scared. No, that guy was scared, blah, blah. What do you guys think of Ortiz saying, "Hey, Boots, get over here"? He was, I'm surprised people didn't make more. I'm surprised people didn't make more of that, because usually that's what people look at, like, he's ordering him around. Did you guys get the feeling that he was ordering Ennis around, like, "Get over here, boy"?
Yeah, I was expecting the N word to be said somewhere between that.
Nah, come on, come on, what the? Jeez, Luis.
He's like, "Boy, come here."
Yeah, it was definitely a call out. If you want to make a call out, that's how you do it. Get over here. Like you don't say, "Hey man, what's up?" You know how they're very friendly, they're very cordial. But that didn't Virgil's a respectful dude, but he wasn't cordial. I wouldn't say he was being friendly. It was a challenge, there was a situation, I guess Shakira was in the ring with Davina Hankey, and Davina Hankey acted like he didn't exist. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah. And they have that meme of Shakur. Yeah, with his buck tooth in the back sitting there. So, look, man. That was definitely a call out.
And by the way, that's the other thing, though. I'm not expecting, if this fight happens, I'm not expecting too much from the trash talking perspective. Okay, before I get to that, look at that. I mean, is that an optical illusion? Is Ennis more on the foreground and Ortiz more in the background, and that's why they look bigger? But is that why Ennis looks bigger?
They're looking at each other. Why would he be? No, Butch is big.
Is it because he's wearing a sweater? Or?
Well, I'm gonna look for that picture where Ennis is next to Canelo.
Ennis is big. Yeah. He's a tall dude.
Super middleweight. I mean, when Butch is gonna put the picture up, we can. Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, he's wearing a hoodie, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, look at that. That dude's
he's a big guy. I see him like IRL, bro. He's tall. I'm tall. He's tall.
Both are big.
When you say in real life, are you saying like you were like in the bushes and through his window, or like you've seen him at events or something?
I'm not gonna really reveal my method, but I see him.
All right, you're a paparazzi. But
Well, by the way, Robert Garcia, they asked him about Vergil moving up to 160. He's like, yeah, we can do it, but right now there's so many fights right here at 154. So they know that Vergil looked big. What do you guys think about how he looked for this fight?
he's got
I saw a big difference from his previous fight to this one. He's starting to.
Well, they already say he's with snack.
What's that?
Oh no, I've seen someone on social media say he's with snack. And when Ortiz is with snack, you guys don't say nothing. But when a black fighter's on snack, you guys jump on him. That's it. I mean, I don't. Yeah, he's with snack.
We said it. Sure. Yeah, I've said it. We said it yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about it
on Friday.
The last 2 episodes. But interestingly enough, though, it's kind of ironic here because if they do fight each other, Ennis and Ortiz, they're both with snack.
Yeah.
So I didn't know Ennis was with snack.
Oh yeah. Now the
you can tell.
Is,
I was just gonna say, yeah, you could tell that Jaron Ennis looks like an NFL linebacker right there. I mean, Ortiz looks like a fighter. He looks just like he has a Mexican. He was a Mexican built. He's not extremely ripped or extremely defined. You could see he had some things around. What do you call that around his waist? He had a small waist, but Jaron Ennis would definitely be bigger on fight night also and more defined.
Well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to Thunderdome because he's the guy who said it a long time ago. He said Ennis should be fighting at super middleweight, and it reminds me of Terence Crawford. Yeah, it's true. But I mean, look at how he looks next to Canelo, and it's interesting because people say things like that, and there's other people out there go, "No, that's bullshit. You're hating, blah blah blah." But look at Terence Crawford when Bomac and Crawford themselves admitted that they should have been a super middleweight a long time ago. These dudes with these modern supplements and all that, they can cut a lot of weight and hide in lower weight divisions, and then they balloon up to the division that they should have been a long time ago, and people praise him because, oh man, look, he jumped up 3-4 divisions. Well, nowadays I guess it's easier to do. In terms of Ortiz though, this dude, he doesn't have that V shape. He's shaped like a fridge. It's a very thick trunk that he's got, and maybe that's how he generates power. I mean, obviously most of it probably comes from the legs. I mean, usually it comes from the legs, but I think the trunk too has something to do with that. And that dude you can tell he's got a thick core. And it looks even more so.
Neck? He doesn't look like he have a neck.
That's the thing. He looks like he's built like what type of dog is that? The dogs they're white and they got a long snout, and they're all.
I know which one's the target dog. The target dog.
I think. Oh yeah. That's what it looks
like.
Bull
Terrier.
Yes. I think that's what
Wait, so you're telling me who has more dog on this one? What's the dog-o-meter?
Well, I mean, that's what makes this fight so intriguing because both guys have the willingness to go for the knockout. Neither guy wants to. The only time I've ever seen Ortiz box was when he boxed Boachuk because he couldn't get him out of there. So he started moving around more than usual and jabbing more. Ortiz, which we saw him try to box Stanionis, but then he realized he didn't have to do that and he could just punch through the target and target the guy who was just having his earmuffs up. So both guys go for the knockout generally. Both guys want to hurt their opponent. So
Ennis against Karen, the second fight. There was some dog in Karen
in the
second fight.
Yeah, there was one.
Although I mean, the guy, Ennis was supposed to be the guy with the power and everything, right? And it was Karen that surprised everybody because he came in to fight. And he wasn't running around.
Well, that's the thing. The first time around, people said, "Oh, well, the only reason he looked bad against the Karen was because the Karen moved."
Yeah.
Then the Karen did move in the second fight, and it was even worse for Ennis.
Yeah.
So
he showed up bald, ready for war.
In terms of this actual, no, wait. What was I going to say about? I was going to say something else about the call out. Oh yeah, the trash talking. Before we get to the actual fight, if this fight happens, I don't expect much from either guy in terms of trash talking. Because I don't know if you guys heard the trash talking yesterday. It was awkward. Like Ennis goes, "I'll make you pay for all that shit you've been talking," and then Ortiz goes, hey, there's videos out there. Your father's the one who started that. Your father's the one. And then Ennis goes, it don't matter. I'm thinking, what? And then Ortiz goes, well, why'd you bring it up then? It's just awkward. It reminded me of Joseph Parker versus Dubois. That they were going to fight initially and they had that face-off. And it looked like two guys that were trying to trash talk and they were angry about something, but they just didn't know what. This is what this reminded me of. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm going to beat you off for all that shit you've been talking. And then when the other guy exposes you for that your says I want to start, well, it don't matter. Why'd you bring it up? Like, it makes no sense. I don't expect, listen, Ortiz is a stale guy. He likes to eat hamburger helper and other things we've seen through pictures. And then he's not that type of trash talker either. He's a mellow guy kind of. So they're probably gonna try if this fight happens to do the trash talking, but it's I don't think it's gonna go well, the trash talking for either.
Hear me out. I think that was scripted.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because as soon as they stopped, they're like hugging and practically like kissing, and I was like, dude, this is a little weird.
It's 180,
yeah, because they don't really hate each other at this point. And
yeah, they don't hate. They're just like, okay,
the fight
cool.
that the people are demanding for, and they've been talking about this fight for a long time. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any animosity. Let me just continue quickly with this Robert Garcia. One last point. Robert Garcia was asked about Benavides or Ortiz becoming the next Mexican star. And Robert Garcia replied by saying, Davis is a great fighter, but he's in a division with great fighters, but they don't have that stardom in the United States. On the other hand, when it comes to Ortiz, he's in a division with names like Butsenis, Terence Crawford, Fundora. And then he said Turkey will pay for those Benavides fights in Saudi Arabia, but not in the United States. So that's true, though. I agree. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, if without the Sheik, these two guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure Matchroom and Golden Boy Promotions could put their brains together and come up with a decent event. Again, like you guys were saying, these dudes want that Turkey money. They want that fight in Saudi Arabia, as long as everybody gets a good side fee or whatever. But really, this type of fight should be happening, or could be done in the United States, Texas or Philadelphia, although I don't think.
Yeah, but he was saying that Benavides, he's in a different position, right? Because he's fighting in the light heavyweight division. There's nobody over there.
Oh,
so
okay.
If anybody can become a Mexican star, it's more likely to be Ortiz rather than Benavides.
Yeah, because there's more fuel for the fire. There's more wood.
Who the fuck is that?
True. That's true.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Okay, there's a fucking delay on this fucking Discord, man. Sorry for the swear. I know this is a family show. They also asked a few questions to Ortiz. I took this from a video from Fight Hype. There was a bunch of people again asking questions, and Ortiz was asked that there was a bunch of boxing superstars at his fight, and they asked him, which fight do you prefer? And Ortiz said, I want the Errol Spence fight at the Cowboy Stadium. That is my dream fight, but anyone can get it. I want to fight the best.
Yeah, that's like I said earlier. That was a bit of a fuck up there for Ortiz because now people are clinging onto that. Again, the way I interpret it, he said I want everybody or everybody can get it, whatever. Then he said the Spence thing, and then he reiterated everybody can get it. But
yeah,
like I said, the way I took that is he's like, he's saying everybody can get it, but he's still saying that I would like to fight Spence, Texas versus Texas in Texas. But I mean, they should just drop that. That was a dumb move for him to say that.
Yeah, he should stick to the Boots Ennis fight. Say, I want to fight Boots Ennis. If I can't get that fight, then why not Spence? That would be my dream fight. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But to start, I don't know. He's confusing people.
I think he's trying to get Spence paid, man. They're friends after all. They are actually friends. Like they're friends from the amateurs.
Well, listen, Spence hasn't fought since 2023. He's been getting into car crashes. He's sitting around his farm watching the horses go around. While he's
Why do you say like that? Like that's his hobby or something?
No, listen, what I'm saying is the guy's, I don't, he admitted that the alcoholism is what took a toll on him. So after all of that, everything his body's gone through, and then on top of that, the beating he took from Crawford, he's going to come back against Ortiz? Come on. I don't even think that fight sells well. It's like with Jake Paul and, Tank Davis. On paper, it's like, oh, yeah, Jake Paul, everybody loves him or everybody hates him, whatever. And Tank Davis, he's one of the big names in boxing, even though he's not, as it turns out, not that big. So yeah, it can't fail. Well, it did fail. So it's the same thing with Ortiz Spence. I know. Yeah, both are from Texas.
Rafael says they're both from Dallas. The thing is, though, that at this point, Spence hasn't fought since 2023, and the last time he fought, he got completely destroyed. Where there's actually concern from some people that he's not okay. So I don't know if this fight would sell well. Or you could sell this fight to anybody, basically. right? Like, Spence is like, he looked like he's retarded at this point. This is the way he talks, and the car crash. I don't know. I don't think people would be interested.
But like I said, I don't like what I'm hearing from both sides. I don't like what I'm hearing from the Matchroom side. I don't like what I'm hearing from the Golden Boy side. I don't know if it's posturing. Maybe both guys are thinking, because even I think you said that, Butch, in the beginning of the show, that Matchroom was like, yeah, we got options or something like that. It's like, well, wait a minute. What? It's almost as if they're both trying to outmaneuver each other. It's like, well, if you don't acquiesce to my demands,
also,
we can
leverage.
We can always go here or there. Yeah, we can always
leverage.
go here or there.
We don't really need you, so
fight each other.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to put pressure on these guys. Say, no, you got to fight each other. That's the next fight we want to see.
That's right. There was also a quick interview from Ring Magazine, the Ring Magazine YouTube channel with Eddie Hearn, and this is what Eddie Hearn had to say. He said, Luben stayed on the ropes, and you can't do that against Vergil Ortiz. We came here uninvited. He repeated that multiple times. We were uninvited, and it's good that they allowed us into the ring. It's good that they are making the right noises about this fight. These are the best in the division in their prime. So he's saying that they showed up uninvited and like they actually want to fight.
Admitting that they admitted they committed an illegal act.
He's like, I didn't get tickets. We just walked in.
Yeah, they barged in, didn't pay. I think
breaking
that's what he's saying.
Breaking and entering.
We went through the air vent.
Shapiro's telling me he's probably gonna agree with me that we could charge them with breaking and entering, disturbing the peace, some form of maybe, I don't know, there could be some obscure Texas laws there that
I think I think you beat them, right? In Texas, is that still a law where you can beat someone for public indecency?
I think it's illegal for an Afro-Anglo to hang around with a 6 feet 5 inch tall Brit. And I think they could probably get a little bit of time for that too. Maybe we can add that to the charges. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, it's like we came in here uninvited. The fight is buzzing now.
Yeah.
Because of both guys are power punches.
It's never going to get bigger. No matter if they fight Fundora or Bakram, it won't get bigger. This is retarded. They better make it right now.
I mean, there might be an upset on the. We've seen this. I think we talked about this, right? A lot of times when they try to marinate fights, something wrong happens. It's boxing. I just
brought it up. Juan Lopez versus Gamboa.
And
imagine Fundora beats Vergil. That'd be crazy.
It could happen. Murtazaliev is dangerous as well. This guy could probably beat one of these two guys. So why take that risk? Just make this fight right now.
Fundora, Murtazaliev, that African dude that's gonna fight. Zayas could, even though Zayas, I don't like the clinching and all that. I don't like the haircut either. He's got the Joe Goosen haircut. But yeah, that dude could. Yeah, listen, he's got the footwork. He's got some boxing ability. He doesn't care about stinking the joint out. Never know. Like if he were to fight Ortiz or Ennis right now, I wouldn't be surprised if. I mean, I wouldn't favor him to beat these dudes, but again, I don't count him out either. That's how good these guys are, I think.
Let me continue just with this, Eddie Hearn, and then he also said, we already signed the contract after our meeting with Golden Boy. We've been waiting for them. Eric Gomez said, let us get this fight out of the way, and then we will make this fight.
Wait, which fight?
The Ortiz fight. The Ennis Ortiz. So Eric Gomez supposedly said, well, let us get this fight out of the way, let us get this Luben fight out of the way, and then we'll make this fight happen.
Okay.
Both guys are saying...
By the way, I don't like...
Yeah.
Too many people yesterday in the Discord were making lube jokes, and KY jelly jokes. And I say, you know what? That's why today it's a Sunday show. It's extra special. I'm gonna go with French pronunciation, Erickson Lubin. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna call him the other one because then the people start joking, and that's not what we go for on this show. We don't make lewd jokes. We keep it serious.
It's a family show. It's a Sunday on top of that. Like, I don't understand these people.
But it's
Yep. What?
No, but I'm just, again, I got to reiterate. It's like Vessel was saying, the fight is hot now. It's not going to get, if Ortiz beats Fundora by knockout, he's not going to become any more bigger than what he is now. Maybe a little bit, you know what I mean? Same thing with Ennis. If he were to beat the crap out of Murtazal, the fight can easily be made now. And yeah, but if these guys are expecting, no, if we marinated, it could be a mega fight that transcends boxing. Very unlikely.
By the way, somebody says the Discord link is in the chat if you want to join the BDA Discord. What else? Let me, hold on. They asked Eddie Hearn about where the fight could take place or should take place, and he said, well, Boots can easily sell 20,000 in Philadelphia. Ortiz can sell out in Texas, even though he didn't sell out from what I understand yesterday. Well, but he said it's time to bring the fight to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the right choice. So it's probably already getting offers from Las Vegas, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
what
I
do
mean,
you think
if the
about
side
that?
fees, if the side fee, I mean, Vegas trumps these local shows because, Vegas already has that. But okay, I'm going to get into it later about the economy. But Vegas, historically, they put up a side fee. They can get whichever fight they want. So if there's a demand in Philadelphia or in Dallas or Houston, whatever, in Texas, they cannot raise that. Like, it's not going to be as tempting for the promoters to get, you know what? I want to give this fight to the people and let's hold it. No, if Las Vegas comes out, they're gonna trump these dudes with the money. They're gonna outbid the other places. So that's just a reality. However, in this economy, I think people now are it's notoriously known now, or it's common knowledge now that Vegas is struggling. Casinos, certain low level. Was that recognized?
Trump, get it?
No, okay, no, yeah, no, but you know what I mean, right? Like, certain Las Vegas casinos are closing, and again, I'm not talking about the big ones, but certain casinos, smaller level casinos are closing. People aren't showing up as much for a variety of reasons. Chief among them, the fact that people don't have that much money to spend anymore, and it reminds me of the late 2000s, where because of the economic situation that was occurring back then, we started seeing more fights taking place in local venues. Like Margarito Mosley was in Los Angeles. Juan Miller Marquez versus Juan Baby Bull Diaz was in Houston, Texas, and it was a huge crowd because they started coming to their senses. And again, because of the economy, that, hey, man, we can't hold a lot of these fights in Vegas anymore. Like, we got to get some homegrown support, and we got to get some people in to pay for the. I don't, you know what? I'm losing my train of thought here. I forget there was another factor that I'm forgetting, but maybe, hopefully, we start seeing that happen too. But with the Sheik, he's the new Las Vegas. If he wants to fight in Saudi Arabia, you better believe it's happening in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
Got the moolah.
he got the money.
Exactly.
It's all about the money. What else I was gonna say? Okay, so Eddie said about the fight in Las Vegas. Fuck, I was gonna say something else. I forgot.
Yeah, people are saying I'm bringing up Trump. No, I was using the term Trump as in it beats, it overtakes, outbids, not Trump as in Donald Trump. People are obsessed with Trump. Recognize, what did you think of the fight? The Ortiz Lubin fight. Luben.
Lubin. I thought at first, I thought it was an early stoppage, but then I realized, man, he stuck him. Like, he had this moment where there was no movement, and if you're the referee, he kind of just goes limp, right? Mm-hmm. If you're the referee, you got to stop it, yeah, because you can see it right away. If I could see it on the replay, and then I was like, because I missed it at first, I was like, why the fuck is this referee stopping the fight? I mean, he hit him with some good shots, but why are you stopping it? Yeah, mm-hmm. But he froze him. So, I kind of expected him to beat Luben by stoppage. I don't know if it was second round, but that was pretty, I guess you could say he made a statement. But, to me, it's always with Ortiz, especially at 154 pounds, if the guy's truly healthy, he's, which it seems that way. He seems like he's back on the path that he was before he got sick. He makes for an exciting fight. I got him over. I would have a hard time picking against him, put it that way.
Physically, did you notice a difference? Or did it stand out?
Yeah, he had a hole in his chest.
What?
You didn't see Ortiz? He had like a hole in his chest?
No. What the fuck? What is that hole?
I can't be the only one who saw it. People were talking about it on the Discord.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that. I don't know.
Yeah, he had like a crater in there. No, he really did have. I never saw that before. I don't know what that was about.
I gotta check it out. But muscular, like his muscles and shit, he looked bigger. I think
the trunk looked. I mean, he's got a thick trunk. I'm telling you, he's shaped like a refrigerator. This dude. What was the name of that football player? Fridge or something? He was the guy that threw the towel in the 7-Up commercial in the 70s, I think. They call him the refrigerator. Refrigerator Jones or something? Anyway, maybe people in the chat know who I'm talking about.
By the way, somebody mentioned, Jerry Jones was at the press conference in the Loya Because before he answered the question, he's like, "Oh, let me just say Jerry Jones, hello." He's like, like they should make a fight at the AT&T Stadium,
What stadium?
Cowboy Stadium. Yeah, I should say. So
That dude's still alive. Jerry Jones. He looked super old back 10 years ago when Pacquiao was fighting there, and he's still alive. God,
That stadium holds over 100,000 people.
well, yeah, Pacquiao, Joshua Clottey was there, right? And Margarito as well. Am I mistaken?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
That was crazy, man. They should have more fights over there. But they have to be big fights, obviously, right? Uriah Smith. Wasn't that like some drunk general or something? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Somewhat.
I don't know. Jay Ennis should be 4-weight division champ by now. He's a huge dude. All right. Naturally much bigger than Canelo and more well-rounded. Afro fighter want one big payday. Both guys are big. I think both guys are big. Both guys are weird snack. I don't know. Snack is pretty good at having these guys, having boxers that can like really dehydrate and rehydrate a lot of pounds. But I don't know. B, what do you think about this?
Well, yeah, like I said, this is the modern supplements now. That's the trick. The big trick now is get these guys to boil themselves down to a weight they shouldn't be fighting in. And then later in their career, they start moving up gradually through the weight division. So like people get enamored with that. Oh my God, a 4-division world champ, 5-division world champ. Meanwhile, these guys are killing themselves doing that. But it still works because nowadays we got 36-hour weigh-ins. So they got more time to rehydrate and they're more comfortable on fight night. So the system is skewed. It's being manipulated. It's been bent. There's way too many weakling and quislings out there. Like, well, those are the rules. Well, yeah, that doesn't mean they should be the rules. That doesn't make them right. But very few people actually think about these rules and whether they should or not or shouldn't be implemented that way, and whether we should actually be fighting back. But people don't want to push back, so it is what it is now. If people don't like fighters like Ortiz and Ennis applying those tactics, well, somebody should step up and start talking more about it. But until then, I'm going to sound like a broken record, and not much is going to be done about it. But I do agree with Uriah Smith.
No, he looks big as fuck. Now, what's interesting about this fight is that both guys are in their prime. Both guys are with snack. Both guys are big for that division, a little bit big. And it's perfect. It's a perfect fight. There's no excuses, right? There's no one guy looks like he's washed up. One guy is like 38 years old or anything like that. They're both in their prime. No, it's a perfect.
By the way, Pancho E in the chat, the supplements don't allow you to boil down in weight. Steroids are what they're using. Yeah, well, when I say supplements, I didn't clear my throat, but usually I clear my throat so people know.
We were very careful with the words that,
we don't want to listen. Rifle Shapiro is the guy that told me. One time I slipped up, and Rifle after the show, he calls me up. PDA, I'm not just your friend, but I'm also your attorney. Watch what you say. How many times I got to tell you? He's like, all right, sorry, man. I pay him to keep an eye on me. So,
yeah, I know. Rafael Shapiro knows what he's saying. He has warned us multiple times. So, and then we don't want to get in trouble with the executives, neither. So,
fuck the executives lately, man. I mean,
so yeah, we're very careful.
Don't say this, don't do that. We're dogs on leashes, Bucho. We gotta start going back to the old days where we could say what we wanted.
Hey, exactly. This is a good point from FUTV. He says Boots and Ortiz would be doing something Floyd and Crawford never did. I guess, fighting somebody in their prime. I mean, well, Floyd fought Corrales, right?
Yeah, but there's an asterisk there.
What was the asterisk for that fight? What was it?
Well, James Prince was managing Mayweather at the time, and James Prince was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Which, by the way, I think he was the first guest when Rogan moved to Texas, and a lot of people were saying that he was paying tribute to James Prince. But then I've also heard other people say that James Prince is really small potatoes when it comes to the national. I gotta choose my words carefully here, but that he's not as invincible or untouchable as some people make him out to be. But either way, that James Prince was on that podcast with Joe Rogan. I want to say during the pandemic, and he said that again that fight was a 130 Corrales versus Mayweather, Corrales initially said, "Hey, I can't make 130 anymore. Let's do it 135." So the guy thought in good faith that they were gonna say, "Yeah, okay, we want to fight you at your best." But you know how it is in boxing; people want to have advantage and all that. And James Prince told Mayweather, "No, 135, fuck that, 130."
Didn't that also
make it
happen
stay.
with Morales and Pacquiao? At some
Yeah,
point,
the third
Morales
one.
wanted to have the fight at 135 because he even fought at 135 before the third Pacquiao fight. Remember, he fought Hassim. No. Fuck, what was his fucking name? Morales, that guy.
Zahir Rahim.
So yeah, exactly. That was at 135. And then he wanted the Pacquiao fight at 135. And Freddie Roach is like, no, that's too much. Too much weight for Pacquiao.
So but what I'm trying to get at is, look, if the guy can't make the weight and he still takes the fight, I do agree that there's a certain sense of responsibility there. But what happens in reality too is that you didn't beat him at his best. Again, it's on Corrales' side too that he's at fault too for agreeing to the fight. But the facts of the matter is, at the end of the day, you didn't beat the guy at his best. And so maybe Food TV has his point. There's a certain level of validity. There a certain degree of validity to what he said.
But when it comes to Crawford, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't remember. Well, you could say, no, he fought Errol Spence Jr. Both guys were about the same age. Were they? Close to the same age? No, not really, huh?
Yeah, close.
Yeah, but
well,
Spence,
I mean, 2 years difference.
Yeah, but Spence wasn't old or anything like that. But he was probably washed up. Yeah.
And Diego was in a domestic dispute. I guess he was literally fighting a domestic dispute case. And Floyd has said, "I'm gonna do it for the baby mamas."
That's ironic.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he wore a shirt. Yeah, he wore a shirt about like with a support number, some support group for battered women.
But
and then years later, he goes, Yeah,
I mean, some people call it smart, but that's just kind of how you do it, man. If you see a weakness, if you see somebody take a lot of damage, that's when you get them. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, that's the way. If you ain't. A lot of these people, it's win by any means necessary. Which also brings me to the point of Luben going in there dressed with the Mexican attire, which we've seen a lot of Afro-Anglos do that, and I'm thinking, I don't mind it. It doesn't insult me, but it is. I can imagine that it might be insulting for a lot of some Mexicans out there. I remember when Shakur Stevenson said, "I'm going to put to Cepeda, I'm going to put belt to ass." He took out a belt with the Mexican flag in there. I mean, anything that is associating a national flag with an ass, with ass cheeks, it's disrespectful. And I remember somebody said, "Oh, don't get your panties in a bunch." I'm thinking, well, I don't have my panties in a bunch, but look, there's 100 million Mexicans out there. You got to figure, let's just say a quarter of that gets offended by that.
I don't think anybody got offended.
But hold on. I know. Listen, Mexicans with
not
thick
even
skin,
a
but
quarter.
What I'm saying is,
yeah, what are you saying?
I know, not even a quarter. I'm being overly generous there. But what I'm saying is, why would you want to alienate a whole other side? It's because these people, a lot of these boxers, they're the ones that have thin skin. And, there's assholes out there. There's Mexican assholes that, they go on the internet and they tap, "Hey, fuck you, motherfucker." And so these dudes, these boxers, except for Anglo boxers, they get in their panties in the bunch. And so they strike back with the nationalism racial thing. They're the ones that are looking at through that glass. So I don't understand. If you want to be a big star, why would you want to alienate a completely different nationality? And then they have the goal to say, "Oh, it's like, BDA boxing, they're racist over there, the Hispanic racists." I'm thinking, well, show some proof. Because I've heard numerous people say that throughout the years that we've been here close to 10 years. "Oh, BDA, so the Hispanic LBC," and I never see an ounce of proof offered. Meanwhile, I see all these other guys going in there. Yeah, all I see is these fighters going in there with the Mexican Darb, and I'm saying, well, you're alienating the other side of the street there. You're not endearing yourself to these people. And again, I want to mention, I've heard other callers come in here and say, well, Mayweather, the reason why he was mainstream was because people paid to see him lose. Again, that's an urban myth that people just keep throwing around and repeating. And it's sort of become true for a lot of people. We went through the Mayweather era. A lot of the casuals that we took over to the bar or that I talked to see his fights, they just went to see Mayweather fight because it was a big fight. Not because they wanted to see the guy. They didn't even know who Mayweather was most of the time. So this whole thing of people pay, if you act like an asshole, people are going to pay to watch you lose. There's not a lot of validity to that, and I've yet to see any proof for that as well.
Especially if it's a mismatch. A lot of these Floyd fights were mismatches. Like, are you really gonna pay or show up to that fight with when there's a very little chance of the guy you want to lose not to lose? You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's
you were expecting Robert Guerrero to go in there and maybe defeat Floyd. Of course not.
That's the most annoying thing. Forget about again the Mexican thing. Excuse me, that doesn't bother me. What does bother me as a boxing fan is You talk a big game about you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and you go in there and you bitch it. That is insulting for boxing fans. Like would they be?
No, it does bother me, BDA. I don't enjoy the racism. I don't enjoy the casual racism, and it's a one-way street, right?
Right.
You don't see Canelo popping and locking his way to the ring and shit. You know, and
I was gonna say, why don't Mexicans also Mexican American boxers get creative as well? You know, because Luben was pretty creative with what he was wearing, right? He put some thought into that shit, probably. Right, I want to wear this. Oh, it looks good.
Do you have this in black? Like Bam Rodriguez.
Do you have this in cornflower blue? You know what I mean? Like he's actually trying to figure out how it looks. So a Mexican should do the same shit. Like, but I'm not. I don't know how that would work.
No, they're gonna lose their shit.
They can find something.
The difference between us and other sides is they have thin skin. Like they already think they already see everything as racist when there isn't any. So now imagine if a Mexican does that. Now forget, they're gonna lose their shit. They're gonna call these organizations. They're gonna try to boycott boxing. It's not gonna be good for boxing.
No, I mean you've already seen a little bit of taste of it from people like Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia. Well, Ryan Garcia not really, right? But they just assume. Well, no, he's actually said some shit everywhere. But yeah,
with
it's controversial and it gets attention.
Yeah, with Lopez, he sent the box. I've heard people say that he sent the box because he made a video laughing about it, and people somehow connected that to it must have been him. It's like, come on, man, that is a tenuous association at best, and yet people just take that and they go with it because that's what they want to believe. People want to believe that you can't. It doesn't matter what proof you show to people; they're never going. If they already have their belief set, it's very hard to snap them out of it.
I'll be back.
Exactly.
They remind me of a group of people. I won't say.
Yeah, well, there you go, man. But
but the sombrero thing is kind of played out, don't you think? Like, how many times are they going to do it? I mean, they should come with a corn stand if they wanted to be funny, because the way
none of them. Sorry, man. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, it's because I keep interrupting because there's a delay connection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's been done. I guess Roger Mayweather came out with the sombrero, but what they say is they're honoring the Mexican culture. That's the way they put the spin on it. Is that they're honoring? To me, it appears to be mocking, but it's played out already. You know.
Well, you know what?
And go ahead.
Sorry again. Sorry, man. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But if Canelo came out in blackface, I don't think that would go over well. You know.
Okay. Well, you know what this reminds me of when people are what do they call it nowadays? Gaslighting. When there's video out there of and I don't want to get too political here, but when there's Christians in Palestine and there's Jewish people out there and they're spitting at them. And then that came to light, and then Jewish publications started saying, "No, that's a nation custom of honoring the Christian." I'm thinking, okay, now you're taking, like they say in England, you're taking the piss out of me. You're trying to make fool out of us by saying that that's an honor, and you're trying to honor. I mean, hey, two can play that game, like you said. If somebody shows up doing something racial against another group and say, "No, we're actually honoring him," those people are gonna get angry, but we can all, people can always go with, "I'm honoring you, Ethan." And try to be coy and slick about it, but we know that's not the reality going on. So that actually is even more insulting. That actually is insult the
Hamed came in on a flying carpet, and his tradition. I guess it's associated with that. The weirdest one was when Jared Anderson came out in a convict outfit and convict music. It's like, is he honoring criminals? Like, what is this? Is this to denounce crime?
No, like, he's honoring it.
He's honoring culture.
Yeah, when I saw that one live, I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, my goodness gracious, what is this guy?
I mean, what? He's gonna get knocked out when that boy was crying to Roy Jones that he doesn't want to box. So I don't want. Why do I have to do this? Or whatever the fuck it was. You about to get knocked out, bro. You just neutered yourself.
Like SGT in the chat says he was honoring his scumbag brother. You know what he should have done? If I would have been Jaron Ennis' manager or whatever, this ain't a good look. I know what you're trying to do. You think you're doing the right thing. You're honoring your brother. But what you need to do is, most people out there aren't going to understand that. So I would have put a Michael Myers mask on him because he was dressed like Michael Myers with the fatigues, or not the fatigues, but with the overalls.
If he has some real people behind him, right? Knowing what happened with his brother, they'll be like, "Yo, fuck your brother, bro. Fuck him. Don't worry about him. he made it. He made his choice." You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of the whole culture appropriating, do you mind if I name drop BDA? Because it's going to make a point. Okay, there's a certain content creator. He goes by Coach. He's African American. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. But on his lives, after the Canelo Crawford, he was sitting on a Mexican flag. It was his seat cover. And when he would explain the fight, and Canelo fans, he would mock, laughing and crying and wiping his tears with the Mexican flag. And I guess nobody really said anything. It's like, are you honoring or you're mocking? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not held to the guy.
I've only talked a handful of times to the guy, but I don't know. Yeah, it's weird for him to do that. I mean, they're obsessed with nationality. I don't know. It's maybe because they feel like they're not part. The Afro-Anglos that I've talked to, some of them don't feel like they're part of. The fact that they have to be called Afro-Anglos, African American, whatever, is like, why not just American? And I don't think they feel like they're part of it. It's almost like sometimes they do call us Americans when it's
and I'm talking about everybody. Oh,
so meanwhile, Mexicans, we have a nation of our own. So I don't know, man. Maybe the whole slavery thing. That is, Patrice O'Neill had a joke about that. He said the reason why a lot of Afro-Anglos always have that disdain or that lack of climax or whatever you want to call it is because there was never there was never a resolution. There was slavery, and then they got freed, and then they went out there lost. Like, okay, what do we do now? Mexico had a revolution. The Mexicans fought for their freedom and their independence. The same thing. Patrice O'Neill said the same thing with the Jews. There was one guy that they could blame. Like, Hitler with the mustard, that dude. Afro-Anglos, they can't blame if they gave him a white guy. That's what Patrice O'Neill said. If they gave him one white guy and said, yeah, that's the guy that did it, there would have been some resolution, some finality to it. But as it is, I think it's an open-ended type of thing, and that's why they're obsessed with other nationalities, other races. I don't know. Like I said, we've said it ad nauseum. There's no other group out there that is as race obsessed as the LDBC and Afro-Anglos. But
to be fair, I like it in boxing. I like it. I said there should be race belts. I think the last episode, I said there should be regional belts and race belts. There really should. Like, who's the best Mexican fighter? Like, who's the best African-American fighter? Who's the best Ukrainian? Let's have racial belts instead of these fake world organizations. Let's have regional belts, the best European dude. Because when it comes to boxing, it is very racial. I'm okay with it though. I don't.
Yeah, but Mexico's not really a race, right? Mexico. I mean, if it's not race, we would be supporting Peruvians and fucking Venezuelans. I don't really give a shit about that.
We support the one race, the cosmic race.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to hear the stars.
What did Foca call it? Hispaniola, or what is it?
Hispaniola.
La Gran Patria.
Yeah, La Gran Patria. Yeah, La Gran Patria. Yeah, Pancho Villa makes a good point. He says, when people mock the Mexican flag, it makes me laugh because it doesn't have the effect they're looking for. Exactly. It's like Mexicans were notorious for having thick skin. So, but again, that just goes to show how upset they're all over nothing. Because there isn't really, like I said, I kept saying it. How many times did we hear that throughout the years that, boxing is racist, boxing is racist? I don't see it.
By the way,
it's almost like people are
chasing the chat says we did fight, which is why y'all come here. I mean, what did you fight? We didn't get anything from building this country. We just didn't get anything from building this country. I don't know. I mean, it was part of Mexico. A lot of big chunk of it.
I guess those Chinese guys didn't build the railroads, right?
Yeah, Chinese. I don't see the Chinese saying we built the railroads and then didn't fucking pay us.
They were here before the Irish slaves too, right?
I think everybody who was there built it. I mean, it wasn't just one fucking people.
Some people are just perpetual victims.
Let's keep it real. All they did was pick some vegetables out of some fields. You know what I'm saying? Even then, they had to kick their ass to do that. So
yeah, so we built the railroad. Chinese also built. I mean, come on, these people need to learn their history. But yeah, I'm not saying nobody built a country. I don't know what the point is. What we're arguing here.
Butch, I think we should open up the phone lines here. See if anybody wants to call in and give us their thoughts on this. Again, the fight is red hot now, man. I mean, Ortiz, Ennis, it should happen now. I can't stress
that.
Guys,
I don't think it's not going to happen, BDA.
Oh, come
on. I don't think so. Oscar's already saying A side, B side. I mean, yeah, of course we want the fight, but I don't predict it's going to happen next.
Well, Sobers, I mentioned you earlier that you were saying in the last episode that you're getting Spence Crawford vibes from this. What do you think about everything that's going on now after this fight? Where both sides are saying, "Yeah, well, we got options. We got options." Does that worry you a little? I think Sobers is on, but he's not on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's. No, I'm not going to ask you again. No, yeah, I was going to say, you were in the last episode. You were saying that this potential Ortiz Ennis fight is giving you Crawford Spence vibes in the sense that it might not happen or it might take a long time to make.
Time.
And then after the fight, I don't know if you heard, but both sides are saying, we got options. Like they're puffing their chest, like, we don't need you. Is that a worrying sign to you? A worrisome sign?
So BDA, I saw the fight, right? We saw it live, then we saw the confrontation afterwards, and I was thinking one thing. Well, I was thinking two things. The first thing was cringe, right? We just start talking mess. So y'all guys started talking mess. Y'all started talking crazy. We was talking crazy. You was talking crazy. That was so like,
yeah.
But but really, what they were saying, what I didn't hear, both of them. So I was like, they're not trying to fight. These dudes are not trying to fight. They're not trying to commit. They're scared to even say, "Let's fight right now, pussy." You know what I'm saying? Because they're already worried about whatever's in the back of their head. De La Hoya or fucking Eddie Hearn. Not yet. Don't commit. Don't put yourself out there yet. What was the point of getting in the ring and having that little goofy confrontation if neither of them said, "Let's fight"? Are we fighting or not? That's what we needed to hear, right? And they're just like, kind of like, I was talking crazy, man. I wasn't talking crazy. You was. Like, that was so lame. So they're not fighting anytime soon, guys. Don't count on it.
Oh boy. See, that's worrying, man. That's worrying because I can see it. I can see the fight not happening. I can see both guys and it's going to, it's going to give people fuel to talk about that all throughout the YTBC. It's like, well, he said, she said. Now he said this, but then he said that. But then these dudes like, oh man, can we just skip all that preamble and just get to the fight for once?
Well, you asked something earlier, BDA. You said, you mentioned Jaron Ennis turning down the fight the first time. I mean, that's just facts. That's there. Turkey Al-Sheikh had, because we're going back to he said, she said, like you're saying. But Jaron Ennis did turn down the fight. Now, you asked something earlier. Does that mean Ortiz should turn him down now? I think it's warranted. If Jaron Ennis turned down the fight, then, screw him. Just from the
corny, bro. That's corny, bro.
You think it's corny? I understand, but
hell yeah, make that happen, bro.
If the fight doesn't happen, I'm gonna even go further. I think people, not everybody, but I think they're gonna get more people hating them. I think they're actually gonna lose popularity if they don't fight each other. Maybe down the line, if they keep winning, it's gonna reestablish. But immediately in the immediate future, if they don't fight each other, it's gonna hurt them.
Yeah, but I posted. Let me just finish this part.
It didn't hurt Boots.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt him because Ortiz is going to turn on the fight next and fight Errol Spence. His manager already put it out there. His manager put it out there, I don't know, in someone's DMs that they offered Boots the fight 2 times, and he turned it down 2 times. This is Vergil Ortiz's manager, so he's basically saying middle finger to Jaron Ennis now. They're going to go after Errol Spence. So that's his manager speaking.
Guys, we got a phone call.
Is that Rick Merrigan?
Yes. Hello. It's in the chat. I posted it.
442. You're on the air. 442. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing you guys talk about this whole situation with Ortiz and Ennis, and I agree, man. Just make the fight already. Let the fight happen. But what's going on right now is these fighters in the USA that they're overpricing themselves, and this started when Al Heyman started the PBC. It's like he pulled these guys from Golden Boy, and he signed them to these very big contracts, and they really weren't worth what he signed them for. So then you had guys like in Golden Boy and Top Rank, they're asking for more money. So that's why guys like Terrence Crawford is a good example. You had all these guys in PBC fighting at welterweight. They were all making good money, but Crawford was bringing in a little more viewership than most of them. I think only Spence was out selling them at the time. But, you know, they were making good money, so they had to, like, in order to keep Crawford at Top Rank, they had to pay him more than what he was worth. You know, like a Top Rank, they had to do it. So this is why, like, Crawford kept asking for more money, more money. They were putting him in fights that were no good. You know, like he was fighting guys like Brooke, you know, I'm at welterweight, you know. These guys were like not good. You know, they had been retired. They were like shot, like Amir Khan and Kell Brook. You know, those guys were like done. You know, so you know they're like overpaying these guys, and that's why like these fighters keep asking for more money. You know, it's a product of that. This is when all of this started. These promotion companies didn't like want to work with each other. That's why Top Rank is like in the situation it's in right now, and PBC. They can't sign more fighters. You know, it's like they're asking for too much. That's only in the USA, by the way. You know, guys in England, you know, they're getting paid what they're worth. Here, you got to pay to play because, like, their value, you know, their value went up completely. And then another thing is like trash talking. Like, I don't care what they say. He said, she said. That to me is like boring. You know, I don't like seeing them tag. I don't get excited about the weigh-ins. No, I want to see you guys fight. You know, put on a good fight. I could care less about the theatrics. You know, well, yeah, that's what's on my mind.
All right, yeah, great points, man. I agree with you. Do you think the fight happens?
You know, the way things are going, no, it's not going to happen. Because like what you guys were saying, like the whole the Spence and Crawford thing, it's gonna be the same thing, you know. And it's gonna be Golden Boy's fault because of her. You know, he don't like to work with other guys. You know, and De La Hoya, you know, like Top Rank, they're in a bad spot. You know, it's like they're still trying to rebuild from when they lost all their fighters to PBC. You know. They're like they haven't gotten back to that. You know, Golden Boy was in a real good spot. You know, they were making good fights. They were putting on these stacked cards. As soon as PBC took over, that was it. You know, PBC had the chance to do something very special, and they laid an egg. You know, they couldn't do nothing. They had all these fighters. You know, they kept matching them real soft. The fights weren't spectacular. And they just, instead of like getting cheaper, the fight started getting more expensive. Of course, I mean, who's going to want to pay more for that? So they started losing viewers. And Top Rank is the same way, you know, like the quality of fights aren't the same. If you look at, as soon as PBC took over, oh man, USA boxing has been like, been downhill. The quality of fights, fights aren't happening when they're supposed to. These guys are like being like match soft. So what's that happening? These fights aren't spectacular, and nobody wants to see that. You know, like what we saw yesterday. Like, you know, Ortiz just like walked through Luben, and then look at the undercard.
Yeah, the undercard wasn't bad, but not Luben. He didn't come to fight though. Sure, he wasn't the best of fights, but Luben, he's been in there with the top guys. But yesterday he didn't show us that he was a contender. He didn't fight like a contender. I mean, I saw that like when I saw he was gonna fight Ortiz, like a few days ago. I checked out Luben's last fight. I was like, oh man, you know, like this is gonna be quick. You know, I'm like, this guy, he's done. He has no chance. You know. Okay. Well. I'm surprised. Okay, I thought he was going to go a little bit longer. But anyways, caller, we got to move on, but thank you for calling. All right? Call back again. Take care.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
All right, let's take another phone call here. 210, you're on the air.
Got some Vatos calling in now.
What's up, Southpaw guys?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, not much, man. I was at the fights last night in Fort Worth, man. It was fun. I wish we had a better undercard. That the people deserved a better undercard. The undercard kind of sucked, man. People were like booing the co-main. I know Kid Austin got hurt. I got to talk to him. I was rubbing elbows with everybody down there, man. It was pretty cool. Like everybody was, the CSCMO was there. You know, ran in the boots and everybody. So I don't know, man. You guys, I understand why you guys are thinking it's not going to happen because we're all kind of scorned because of Mayweather, Pacquiao, because of Spence, and Tank, and the way these guys just don't hold up fights. But I think it's going to happen, man, because the fact that both guys are behind the curve as far as where they should be. They should be bigger names. They should be bigger stars, especially Boots with the crown they were trying to give him, like the next Roy Jones and all that. So they got catch up to do. He fought Karen a couple of times. He already had a couple of tune-ups. So fighters aren't gonna, or people aren't gonna put up with. They're already fed up. He got enough shit his last few fights for fighting who he fought. And with Ortiz, I think he wants all the smoke, man. He's genuine. I think he wants to fight everybody. And now they're on the zone, and it's a deep division. But if you look also who's on the other side, and Charlo was there. Charlo was talking shit to Ennis. They were going back and forth a little bit. But when you look at Fundura and Charlo, they're in the division too, but they're on the toxic side. We are now hindsight is 2020. Now when we step back, remember there was all these channels, all these people being tribal about who was to blame, why the blood fight's not happening, why the Pacquiao fight, Mayweather's is not happening. It was because of Al Heyman, the way he does business. So he's not in the equation with these two guys. So it's going to happen. And the only thing that's going to be sticky is the money, because if the Turk is not behind it, then that's when they're going to have to do hard negotiations, because both guys got egos of who's the A side and who's going to deserve more or whatever. But I think Ortiz is the kind of guy to be like, I don't care. Let's just make the fight. You know what I mean? He kind of gives me those vibes. So the fight's going to happen, man. I think it's sad because I think when it does happen, we're going to love it. It's going to be an awesome event, but it's not going to be what it should be to the casuals, because again, both of these guys are behind. They're behind where they should be as far as popularity. They should be bigger stars than what they are right now.
Yeah, but
the fight's going to happen.
Good differences in pay prevent the fight from happening. Meaning, maybe like they can't agree on who's going to get how much. That could be.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be sticky. I know that they're gonna have to go back and forth, but it's gonna be a pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is gonna make up for whatever, and it'll do decent numbers. Will it do numbers like it deserves? Man, this is the fight where you want to show casuals, hey, get them in front of a TV. If any fight that they've never seen a fight, this is where you put them in and say, hey, this is what you got to watch. But it's not going to do the numbers, but it's going to do good numbers. It's not going to do great numbers, but those numbers will make up the money for what they are going to want. They're going to demand. So I think it's going to happen, man. It's going to be a pay-per-view because there's nobody else to fight. I mean, it's a deep division, but do you think okay, you guys are saying it's not going to fight between these guys on the zone. They're already talking to each other. They're already in each other's face. But the other guys, like I said, they're on the PBC side. They're on the Heyman side. Always held up fights. That's the side that if Heyman was a part of this equation, I could see. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but it's going to happen. But I understand why you guys are thinking like that, because we're all scoring. We're like scoring. Because we're like Boxy is like dating that toxic chick, right? We're burned. That's what we're used to. We used to be mistreated, right? But that's just what it is. But I think this fight's going to happen, man.
It could happen, but
Boots came, man. It's going to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen, though. I'm just like, I'm not, like you said, like it's boxing.
I understand why you feel that way. Yeah, that's what we're used to.
I'm not talking about the business side. I'm talking about how Ortiz and Ennis were acting when they were face to face. One of their voices was cracking.
Well, yeah.
And the other one didn't even want to raise his voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I hear you, man. But Boots has never been good on the mic. You know what I mean? So I don't read body language or when people watch the face-offs or the weigh-ins, like, oh man, he didn't look him in his eye. Oh, he turned away first. I mean, I'm like, the fighters are fighters, man. They'll fight. You know what I mean? Like a good friend of mine was a fighter. So if he was fighting on Showtime and he would have the weigh-ins, he couldn't keep a straight face. The guy would be staring him in his face and he'd be like, all right, man, you win. It doesn't mean anything. But Boots is like, he doesn't handle the mic well. So I kind of saw him kind of like his voice kind of change a little bit. You know what I mean? He looked a little more uncomfortable in his skin than Vergil did. And but think about it, Vergil was just coming off of that adrenaline high of getting a knockout. So man, it was a crazy fight, man. I thought Luben
didn't even want to say that.
Yeah, I was edging Boots like on this fight, but after seeing last night, I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Vergil's got two-fisted power, and what I like about Vergil is he's like, if you look at the knockout, he used angles. Like he kept them on the ropes smart. He put his weight on them, so when his back was to the ropes, he kept them there. And then he would like slipped around them and hit around the guard. Huh?
Nothing.
Hello?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, but like, no, that's what I say. He hit around the guard, and he was smart the way he pulled. If you look the way he pulled down the guard with the left hand, and they came around with the right hand. I mean, this guy and he's fast. Everybody thinks, oh, he's a face-first Mexican. Nah, man, this dude knows how to box. He got speed. He reminds me of Trinidad. They don't really fight the same, but they have that same fast twitch torque in their punches, and they got hard power in both hands. And the way he turns on his punches and how fast he is he doesn't get enough credit on his speed. But man, I'm excited, man. I think the fight's gonna happen, y'all. I think it's gonna happen. But I want to touch on that the racist stuff y'all were talking about earlier.
All right.
But I don't know. People just got to stop crying about, oh, this fighter did this fighter did that, man. Because like I was listening to Chris Algieri talk about it, and what he said made sense. Imagine Chris Algieri in his shoes. He's a white guy in boxing. That's fucking rare. Imagine how much shit he got in the gym from the Mexicans, from the black people. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, everybody's racist. You go to every gym. I mean, and they're not racist, but everybody cracks jokes because I'm white, or everybody will crack jokes if you're Mexican. They'll crack jokes if you're black. You know what I mean? He's like, it doesn't matter, man. We're all fighters. It's just, don't let it bother you. Like, just why let it bother you how somebody else sees the world? And with Luben, when he came out with that thing, like, whether it was kind of mocking it or not, I don't know. But but when people bring that outfit out, they got to realize that the guys who started that trend were racist. They're bringing it out to mock the Mexicans, which is Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, and Tank Davis. So when you put that on, even if your intentions are like that, you got to realize the guys that started that trend were kind of like they were kind of fucked up. But you know what I mean. So I don't know, man. It's gonna happen, y'all. You guys
call it what it is.
Yeah, just say they're racist, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they see race.
Yeah,
they see more man. Race than you know what I mean. They see race more than other fighters.
No, yeah, they see more race than anything. They are racist.
But what I'm saying, I mean, yeah, I don't think people should be crying. And of course, you're gonna make jokes. And like I said, at the gym, you say, hey, the white boy or the black guy or this or whatever. But this is not what we're talking about, right? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But anyways,
but I understand you guys, man. You guys got good points. But
all right. Well, thanks for calling. Call back again next time. All right. Take care.
All right.
By the way, Algieri is he here Argentinian?
He's Italian Argentinian, I believe, from New York, I guess.
Italian Argentinian. Yeah, there's a lot of Italians over there in Argentina, but they're don't get it twisted. Chris Algieri is a spick.
Yeah, exactly. He ain't white like me. Well, yeah. Any thoughts here now, since we don't have phone calls right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, in regards to the fight happening, okay, Frank Bay just posted Rick Merrigan. He posted a wall of text addressing Jaron Ennis, and it looks like a Democrat meme. You know, the Democrats when they meme, it's just a wall of text. It looks like a schizo guy wrote it. This dude wrote a giant ass paragraph. Jaron, blah blah blah, this and that. Phil, you stick to Philadelphia. You should fight in Geno's in Philly. It's like, what the fuck? He's bringing up an obscure Philadelphia pizzeria. Just fight. You know, and Merrigan is one of those dudes. He actually called into the show once. He was very cordial, giving us the rundown. It was after Prograis struggled with Zorrilla. But he's one of those guys that really, he's at the forefront always. But listen, at the end of the day, this fight more than any other, I'm really tired about the back and forth. Just make the fight happen. We don't want to see Spence versus Ortiz. We don't want to see Ennis versus Charlo. We want to see Ortiz and these and
when
somebody dropped Donnie Garcia's name was dropped. Yeah, go ahead.
No, come on.
Yes.
No, seriously. I want to see all these guys fight each other. I want the elimination to begin.
The elimination.
I totally agree with the mug. Yeah, it's time to start feeding these older guys to the younger generation. Let them get chopped up. You know, let boxing get its pound of flesh and let them move on.
Yeah, let them get eliminated like Squid Games. I don't give a fuck, dude. I just want to see who wins.
I like how you make it sound. But I mean, it's. I can already see things going bad, man. I can see this whole marinating thing. Getting overcooked.
Ah, fuck that. They're marinating spam, like Tim said. Fuck all this. Let them all try to lynch each other.
Look, when at the press conference after the fight, when Vergil said, "I'll fight anybody, Crawford, Boots, Spence. Yeah, I'll fight Spence." I was like, "Oh man, you're not trying to fight either of those." Now I know who you're trying to fight. You know what I mean?
Jermel,
That's who he's trying to fight. Spence. Dallas Stadium. Ooh.
They all want Spence, man. He's like Carlos Baldomir in 2006. Yeah, look at that wall of text, man. You called Vergil out and Eddie as well as your own press conference on video, and I was at and when punctuation. It's just a run-on sentence. I don't have time for all
nothing there that says "let's fight," right?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't have time to keep up with he said, she said, especially for this fight. You know, I got things going on. I don't know what I'm talking about. I got plans. I got things. I'm hanging out with movers and shakers. I got things I got planned down the road. Big things. You know what I'm talking about. So if you guys want to be on this train, you can't be out there fucking focusing on what Rick Milligan says or what what's his name?
Who cares about? They're both talking shit probably. At this point, okay, listen. They Ennis got his fight out of the way with Lima. Ortiz got this fight with Luben out of the way. All right, forget about the past, right? Let's make the fight happen. Let's do it. There's nothing stopping these people from making this fight. They're both on the same network, like we were talking about, and that's it. No excuses.
Well, listen, all we can do is sit back and pray that these guys. And at the end of the day, it would be disappointing if they don't fight each other. But look, would I mind seeing Ortiz and Fundora? No, actually, it's a pretty good fight, and it would determine the real champ in the division. Meanwhile, Ennis versus Murtazaliev, hey, that's not. But I mean, really, the fight that you can tell people won right now, based off the reaction from last night's fight, is Ortiz versus Ennis.
How big? We already talked about that. How big that fight would be. Listen, they're not. This is a big fight, but it's not a mega fight, and you're not gonna create. You're not gonna make a. You can't reach that point with these two guys at this point.
Yeah, you can.
How?
Yeah, you can.
How?
Okay, so let's say they don't fight each other right now. Hypothetically speaking, you got these two different talents, and they're eliminating the other champions and top contenders, and they're the last two to meet for undisputed.
Sure, okay. I understand what you're saying, but how likely is that to happen, though?
Rare.
That's the thing. One of them is going to lose.
Before that happens, one of them will take a L first. They just need to fight.
I'm just saying, though, hypothetically speaking, them two were to meet for undisputed. Both of them got two belts. To me, that seemed like it would be a super mega fight because they eliminated a talented division. You know, I mean, it seems like it to me.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, so then I'm going to correct what I said.
I'm just saying in a perfect world.
Let's put some marinara sauce on that guy. You better
let's put some chili. Yeah, let's put some chili on that. Now, Amok, you're way out of line, and you know what? I think you're out of here, man.
Yeah, you're out of here. I mean, no, it's hypothetically speaking, it could. Okay. You could make this fight bigger, but don't try to do it because it's unlikely that's gonna work. It's not gonna work out. One of those guys probably gonna lose. And we're going to lose this momentum that we have going on right now. Both guys are undefeated as well. No, this is no.
Hey, but you know what? It's. I understand where Amok is coming from, but again, that's the standard approach. Hey, we can make this fight bigger. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think this.
Hey, that's how they're thinking. That's what they're thinking.
Exactly.
Look. That's literally what Brian Norman Sr. said that him and Bozy Ennis talked about. When they were talking about the fight between Norman Jr. and Boots, they were saying that the dads talked, and they said we're gonna get all the belts separately, and then we'll meet in the middle and fight for undisputed. Where did that go?
That's a good. Hey, you know what? That's a good point. It's a very good point. Hey, did anyone see that Haney Norman face-off that they did? I haven't seen it yet.
That's a clip.
Norman called him out for taking Mayweather's lines and shit.
Oh, really? Holy smokes!
So, that dude, listen. I don't care what. He's the biggest fucking fraud that ever lived, bro. He's a walking meme.
Yeah.
He's a walking meme.
You mean Devin Staney?
He thought he could pull one. He started saying some shit. I forgot what he said. And Brian always like, dude, get off Mayweather's dick, man. That's what Mayweather says.
Oh,
like,
man.
dude, you have no identity.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, though, that Bill Haney got into it with Floyd Mayweather after Haney shit his pants against Ryan Garcia. And Bill Haney was being very acerbic towards Floyd Mayweather. He was saying, you never wanted this to succeed. I know about you. You never. And he was actually saying,
hey, I'm 50-0. I'm 50-0. I'm 50-0.
Oh, yeah. When Mayweather goes, Bill, what's my record under the lights? What's my record under the lights? And then Bill Haney goes, hey, what's your record under the lights? What's my record in life? And he's like, he's talking about his record in life. He's like, what does that mean, man?
Record in life.
My record in life.
Man.
So yeah, I'm surprised that he's still bringing up Floyd Mayweather Haney as if the guy his friend or something. Meanwhile, his father clearly dislikes Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know. It's weird, man.
Yeah, recognize. Do you think that Haney and his father, they both know that they're not what they say they are, or they have doubts about how good Haney is?
No, they know.
They know
they both
limitations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. I mean, they're around each other all the time. I mean, everybody's seen what happened to him. I mean, he got beat up by Lomachenko. Little JoJo was piecing him up. He got his ass like fucking handed to him against Ryan Garcia. The dude he's a fraud, bro.
Linares almost knocked him out.
Linares almost asleep. Old ass Linares.
Yeah, but
the rumor that his loss. What about the rumor of his loss being expunged in Mexico?
That's another one. That's another one.
That was always floating around too, right? Riga's program exposed him on that.
Yeah.
That's probably why Haney whooped his ass. You know, that was probably the only real fight. He really felt something.
Dude is the biggest
maybe,
fraud in boxing, bro. He's the biggest fraud in boxing.
Well, I don't know about that. What about how he's looking right now, physically? I don't know if you.
I mean, he's on steroids. I could see he's on the best shit. He's jacked up.
He's on the last of Conte's super soldier serum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
okay. So
my personal opinion, he's allowed to. I think he's allowed to do it, right?
Yeah.
In other words, that even if he did pop dirty, that you wouldn't know about it. I think he's just a weight bully, a drug cheat. I'll be shocked if he really wins this fight. Like I'm talking about, outboxes this dude, you know, and puts on a boxing clinic. The way I see him winning is him holding and staying on the outside, basically. You know, maybe even running.
Yeah. Before I forget. Right, can I kind of steer the conversation away a bit?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, so now that Sober's brought up Victor the Goblin Conte super serum, how are the fighters now going to look that they were on the secret sauce now that it's not going to be as available?
I mean, listen, what's his name? Conte wasn't the only guy running thing. He was the face of Snack. But there were other people working there. And so I'm pretty sure, knowing how Victor Conte, he wasn't a dumb guy. He was a good planner. He was organized. He's got, like Vessel keeps saying, he's got that Russian guy in there who was part of the original Balco thing back in the early 2000s. So I think he was. But anyway, he's got other people. Trust me, Amak. So I'm pretty sure. But now that the key difference is like we were talking about on Discord a couple of days ago, is it going to be as successful as a company? Because Conte was very adamant and invested in putting his face out there with his weird porn stash. He was the face of it. He was a good seller. But now without him, is it going to remain as viable as it was before? I think so, because guys like Crawford and Andrew Ward, they sought Conte out. They knew what he's about, and they sought him out. Timothy Bradley talked about that, how, you know, people were telling him, hey, you know, talk to Conte. And then, you know, if Bradley says, I knew what he was about. And then he goes, and I gave him a blood sample. So you know that this guy was caught cheating and you still went to him. So as long as these athletes feel that this dude can give him an advantage, whether it's Conte or somebody else running the company, they will go there. So yeah, I think they're still going to be looking about the same on their snack.
So you don't think there'll be fighters one by one getting caught?
I don't know. I don't think so, man.
Why are so
only time will tell.
So people in the chat are having a fucking meltdown. Look at this guy, Golden State RR, a bunch of clown faces. He says, Haney and Crawford never tested positive, but Garcia and Canelo did. Your channel is a joke. How many times do we have to explain to Canelo? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we can explain it. What's her name? The girl there, Marion Jones, never tested positive either. That's out of Victor Conte's mouth. None of his athletes on Balco ever tested positive. And yet he ended up coming out and snitching and saying, admitting it in court, like, yeah, they were all using my stuff, my gear. So the tests don't really mean much. And by the way, Canelo, people keep bringing up Canelo. The hair follicle test cleared him.
So he doesn't know what hair follicle. Explain hair follicle test, because these people, I don't think
one guy was guilty and one guy was cleared.
I don't think people can understand the hair follicle.
No, look at what
again, it's just people. What we were talking about earlier. People just repeat things and it becomes reality, or they want it to be reality. But yeah, listen, Almak, what do you think? Do you think that it's going to lose some of its potency, the snack, or you think it's going to be as strong as
Yes. Yes, I don't think it's going to be as strong as ever. I think people eventually branch out, maybe want to branch out, do their own thing, have, a bigger percentage for themselves. You also got to remember, I believe it was Bradley. Once he left the secret sauce program, he ended up getting tested, if I remember correctly, positive for some shit. So I don't know. I think I could be wrong.
No, I don't think. No. I don't think he ever did.
I know there was at least a few fighters that once they left Snack, they were getting busted. I just can't remember.
Well, listen, I mean, my dream matchup was Ryan Garcia Haney 2, and Ryan Garcia should have gone with Memo. So it would have been Memo versus Conte again, and that would have been great for promotion, because now it's no longer just Haney versus Garcia. It would have been Conte versus
I would have not liked to see that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ryan Garcia would have absolutely killed him, and then Ryan Garcia would have went to jail. You would have watched the first guy. No, he would have. No, he would have been arrested. He would have went to jail. There would have been like this homicide. They would have ignored what Devin Haney looks like and just point at what Ryan Garcia looks like, right? Even though they'll both be even on the source. But he would absolutely go to jail for murder.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that brings me to the Brian Norman fight, because I know a lot of people are expecting Norman to do or recreate what Garcia did to Haney, but I'm rooting for Norman. But I'm worried, man. I'm trepidatious about, because again, Jim Lampley said that on the 3 knockdown rule once when they asked him about who would win between Crawford and Mayweather, and he says, Steve Kim and Mario Lopez were siding with Crawford, and Lampley was saying Mayweather, because never underestimate a guy who doesn't care about the audience. And that's what Haney is to a T. He doesn't care about entertaining the audience. All he cares about is him. So if he has to dip below the waist, if he has to become a weight bully, if he has to clinch and run around the ring, that's what he's going to do. And I don't know if Norman is equipped to eliminate a guy out in the ring like that. Because again, and now people are bringing it up now because people finally caught on to the fight. Norman versus Quinn Randall on ESPN in 2023. He looked horrible against that dude. Now, again, I think Quentin should have been disqualified with all the clinching, but he was also doing like a makeshift shoulder roll, and even then Norman couldn't deal with it. So, and the thing about Haney, what makes him so frustrating to fight is because not only can he do all those dirty tactics and stalling, but he's very quick. So all that stalling, he does it quickly. You jump on him, he'll dip below the waist, and these dudes don't know how to gauge distance, so they run into him. And when they run into him, he wraps his arm around them, and next thing you know, it's a clinch. So the best thing that can happen here is that the referee enforces the rules, and that the Normans talk to the referee before the fight and say, hey, listen, this guy's a notorious clincher. Show the referee the rules. Here it says clinching illegal. You know that already. Ref, you already know that. But we're just saying, we want to entertain the fans. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's why I always ask, who's going to be the fucking referee? Because that's going to be one of the major dictations of the results.
Yeah.
Who the women might be.
And it's sad that we have to go, we have to start asking these questions, right? Who's the referee? Who are the judges going to be? Well, yeah, we got to do it. We got to look into it, unfortunately.
It's all kind of lining up for Haney, because that's who Turkey favors is Devin Haney. That's why he put him on Ramirez. And that's why he's paying Haney to fight this Norman guy. That Haney is the favorite here as far as who in my opinion, the promoter is favoring. And yeah, he sucks, but he's good at what he does. He's good at what you're saying, jab and grab, kill the action. He's very effective with that. You know, it's like Andre Board, man. He was really good at killing the action. Last night, did anybody see the undercard, the Fulham fight?
Oh, that was horrible.
Ortiz? Yeah, but they were calling it out. For some reason, they call it out there. Oh, the holding. But when Devin Haney does it, it's a masterclass. So you guys got to just understand that.
Yeah, when Tevin Farmer was doing it against Cepeda, the second fight. Oh yeah, very smart move, Sergio. Smart move from
yeah.
And I'm thinking,
they'll say dumb shit like against the rule. They'll say dumb shit like veteran tactics and dumb stupid ass buzzwords like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or on ESPN, no Bradley will go, oh, great tie up. It's like, man, you know that's illegal, man. You know that. Wow, it's great. So, and and again, the main thing about clinching is it prevents us from seeing who the best fighter is. Because again, it's about boxing skills and talent, not about clinching and wrestling, and also that it makes it boring for the fans. So it prevents us from finding out who the best boxer is truly, and it's a boring fight on top of that.
When I started, I was gonna say when I started boxing, my first instinct was to hold. Like if I was getting pieced up, I just grabbed on, and I had to break that habit. That's kind of the pro game is you break that habit of if you get hit, your first reaction is to reach out and grab the opponent and tie him up. So, I mean, it's to kill the action. And Andre Ward probably was the best to do it. And the people that say that it's not, that's effective. There's plenty of boxers that can fight without clinching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If I was Turkey, why not just like get athletes from like track and field, right? Then go to Thailand and have them learn how to clinch, and then bam, they're Devin Haney's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And you know what though? But I'm curious because one of you guys said, I don't know if it was Amak or Frank Bay, that the Sheik probably favors Haney. And when you said that, I said, oh yeah, because of the Muslim connection, the Islamic connection. But then I thought about, wait a minute. Right. But then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute. Devin Haney's brother, or like the Exodus Files guy calls him, the snot-nosed brother, he claimed to have had a vision from Allah. Now, from what I understand, and again, my grasp on Islam is tenuous at best, that's actually, you're not, if you're receiving revelations from Allah, that means you're a prophet. And if you're claiming to be a prophet, that's blasphemy. So wouldn't the Sheikh be pissed off and saying, what are you doing?
No, but Turkey should be pissed off by default because Devin Haney be eating baking burgers. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't think Islam takes homosexuals in their religion either.
Come on, man. Come on. Jeez, Luis. I recognize, man. What the people?
The phone lines are open. I want you to remind people that please hit that like button. It's really going to help with the algorithm. So please hit that like button. And the phone lines are open. You can call in and tell us what's on your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, but recognize you're being extra mean to Haney here. I mean,
I don't like that.
We call him Devin Staney for a reason because he's a shit stain for boxing.
No, you call him that. No, I like how Amma goes. I like as if we're all in the same boat. You're the guy that's twisting around. You're the guy that's always twisting around fighters' names. Like you called Jaron and his booty anus. Madrimov, you're the one that came up with Mad Rim Job. I don't know how you came up with that one, but that was uncalled for and really disgusting if you think about it. But yeah, man, don't lump us in with your madness.
Can I just say that, as you guys know, Jermel Charlo was at the fight yesterday, and they asked, he was leaving his ringside seat. Someone asked him, hey, what do you think about the fight? What do you thought about the stoppage? And he's like, fuck them. They can't beat me. Premature stoppage. And then he walked out. That was from Fight Hype.
Wait. So they asked him about the stoppage between Ortiz and Luben, and he started making it about him. It's like
fuck them. They can't beat me. Premature. And then he says premature stoppage. Like he's so pissed off that I think what he's pissed off because he's out of the limelight now. He was the guy at 154. Remember that a few years ago? Now he's not, and he sees all these guys coming up, moving up, younger guys with knockouts. He's right there. Nobody gives a fuck about this guy anymore, right? So he's pissed off.
It reminds me of Alan Dershowitz when they asked him, he was on the Anthony Cumia show, and they go, so, hey, Mr. Dershowitz, you've been a famous guy for a while. That must have been crazy, the whole thing. And he goes, Yeah, it was crazy. Things like that can always get crazy. It's like then when that woman accused me of sexually harassing, and then he goes into his whole spiel about because he was associated with Epstein. I'm thinking, and after the show, they go, we barely said hello, and right away he got into defending himself. I'm thinking it reminds me of the same thing as Charlo. Him being asked about, hey, what'd you think about the stoppage? And then him saying, oh, fuck that, they can beat me. He's like, what? You didn't answer the question. Immediately, you made it about yourself. So he's already got it in his head. And I think you're right, Bucho. I think he should actually be looking at the glass half full and saying, look, I was the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world. Not everybody can do that.
No.
I got a Canelo payday. I'm set. Why is he so pissed off? Why is he so angry?
Well, again, he's looking at it the wrong way. He wants to make a comeback. He should start like right now. I don't know why hasn't he fought though in all these years?
That's insane. It's insane. Like him and Spence since 2023.
Spence I can understand. I don't think the guy's physically fit to ever step into the ring again. When it comes to Earl Spence, when it comes to Jeremy
Charlo, you're right.
What happened to this guy?
Yeah, all of 2024, no fight. Now we're November, so it's pretty much a year. It's 2 years.
No. Spence is he's been fighting.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's been fighting his urge not to give in to the lean. You remember?
He's fighting his demons.
He's fighting his demons.
I knew he was going somewhere with this.
I knew it was a joke coming up.
Oh, man.
Well, he was at the fight. He didn't look drunk or anything. Go ahead, so
no, but like, you remember AB? He implied that he likes to be on lean.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I sympathize with people who are fighting addictions because we got a member of the community who's not doing too well. So if Spence can clean up and be an example,
I'm right here, BDA. What the fuck?
I know, but listen, I had to say, man. But yeah, man. So if he can clean his life up. I mean, I'm all for it. But yeah, as a fighter, I think I've said it before. I don't think he should come back.
Oh, shit. We got a phone call. 347. You're on the air. 347.
Hey, what's up, man? I just dialed right now. I didn't expect you guys to pick up right away. How you doing? It's NPR.
Hey, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, NPR.
Good, man. Well, I wish I called up on Friday. Just didn't really have time, but because I was like, took a look at Vergil. I wanted to see kind of tendencies I have forgotten or certain tendencies. And I was glad to see that there's been a serious maturity in terms of a couple of things from what I saw last night to what I had seen in the past versus like a guy like Bohachuk, for instance. So one of the things is like, he comes forward, so he's on the front foot, and when he shells up, he's putting a lot of weight on his the front foot. You know what I'm saying? But it has a tendency to kind of lean forward, and he can walk into shots like that. So like against Bohachuk, but this time he did a lot of different things. First of all, his jab. I'd never realized how just powerful his jab is. For his size, it's like a triple G jab in terms of like. That thudding power, like I didn't realize, and he hit him early to the body. He went to his right liver, and it was incredible to me. Like I said to myself, holy shit, it's like a different kind of guy, from what I had seen in the past. Like he came last night to seek and destroy, but it wasn't just come forward. Like one of the things that he did at the end of the first round, you'll see Luben go into the corner. And I was concerned that he would smother his own work, like because a lot of guys that are just coming forward, they won't gauge in and out of distance, and they'll just stay there and they'll throw a lot of shots, but they're not necessarily effective shots, and they can get blocked. Last night he got Luben into that corner at the end of the first round, and he took a step back. And then he didn't smother his own work, which was something I was like worried about. He didn't do that. And the third thing I want to say is like one of my pet peeves with a lot of these guys that come forward fighters is where are they cutting off the ring? Well, I took a look at Vergil Ortiz's fight, and his ability to cut off the ring is pretty damn good. Like it's something that like Teofimo Lopez does not have. And if Teofimo Lopez would be a guy who cut off a ring, he would be a guy that could really hurt some of the American slick back fighters, back foot fighters, because their ability to get away is on the horizontal. and his ability to cut off the ring gives him a much stronger position versus the American slick style. So I think that that's going to make a big difference, and for him to continue on his path like that, I think he could make a huge difference in against a guy like the what's his name, the Philadelphia guy, the black fighter.
Butsanis. So are you calling? Are you calling Ortiz Kryptonite? Kryptonite Ortiz?
I don't know yet. I say, I'm not quite finished on, like, I didn't do quite enough research that I would, like, come up with a bigger picture on him, but I'm getting a bigger picture on him. Like this week, I took a look at a lot of his old fights, particularly Bohachuk, because some things worried me in that fight, but they worried a lot of us, and leaning over the front foot, Oscar Valdez style with the hands held up high, it's not good, just definitely not good. I think he's getting away a little from that a little bit. And also, I realized one other thing too. He's actually got a little bit of a decent feint game. It's a slight head feint game. It's not huge, you know what I'm saying? But it's not bad. So I think that gives the opponent something to worry about what's coming and what's not coming. And with an incredible jab like that, with that power jab, he's going to do well. I think he's got a very good shot versus Bruce Ennis.
Okay, who do you have in that fight?
Right now, I have Bruce Ennis, but as I say, it looked better. Like what I saw last night goes, okay. If he develops a little bit more of a feint game, if he's able to cut off the ring, if he's able to jab at an end and get off at an angle, let's say, and if Boots is afraid of him, which I think is going to be the case. And he's able to cut off that ring. Keep Boots and is kind of constantly moving away. Boots might have a hard time putting enough tricks together to face him, but I still have Boots Ennis by a little bit, by 55-45. Okay. But if I continue to see this kind of improvement from Ortiz, that could swing to 50-50 or 45-55 in his favor.
All right.
It's getting there.
All right. Well, that's good. You saw some improvements with Vergil Ortiz. Hopefully we get that fight right away. We don't have any tune-up fight. No marination. But anyways, NPR, thank you for calling, all right? Call back again next time. Take care.
All right, later, guys.
All right. So,
great caller.
NPR,
great
some
caller.
good points. Yeah, guys, it's true, though, because a lot of people have been bringing up this Bohachuk fight, remember, for a long time. They're still...
Okay, well, can I stop you there?
Yes.
A lot of people... I haven't seen the fight because, I was out of town that day. But a lot of people bring that up, but they keep... What about the Karen fight in the rematch?
Both fights, yeah.
That was controversial as well. You sit down and think about it. If you're not a biased Boots fan, honestly... I didn't see him winning that fight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people think the same way as you do, but they call you crazy.
That fight,
yeah.
I thought Boots won, but it was competitive.
Yeah.
You think so?
Boots had problems.
Didn't he drop him at some point? Didn't he drop Karen?
I think so.
That could have been the difference.
In the rematch.
In the rematch, yes. That could have been the difference. That could have been the difference.
The rematch was the in my opinion, the closer fight, in which Karen got dropped, and let's say Boots won about 6 or 7 rounds. It was like one of those type of, in my opinion, at least. So he won about 6 or 7 rounds. So like, if I had it 6 rounds, I edged it out for him, but it wasn't a good look in terms of like, this can happen in any man's career. You'll see that they'll fight a guy like Karen, and they'll struggle a bit. But when they were trying to make Boots out to be this killer, he struggled mightily in that fight.
Yeah. Now in the first fight, Karen was on the back foot, so that was the excuse, right? Well, the guy was running away, But in the rematch, Karen was right there. I mean, he was in and out, but he wasn't running. And Boots couldn't stop this guy. And after the fight, that's where you saw that disappointment in Boots Ennis' face. He was like, he was disappointed he couldn't get this guy out. He's supposed to be the knockout artist, right? And the guy wasn't running, and he couldn't stop him. And that's after that fight, by the way, is when they started to talk about, well, we got to move up in weight. We're struggling, all this bullshit. And then they fight Stanionis, and they stop Stanionis. And then they stop talking about, like, well, I'm too small. I'm too big for the weight. So weird. You know what I mean? So that obviously shows you that.
Knockout performance.
Was that?
You know what makes it, want to know what makes it weirder?
What?
The fact that he has had about half a dozen bouts at 154.
What do you mean?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Before he fought, what was the last guy? Lima.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before he's had about at least 6 bouts at 154. So people make it seem,
yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. People make it seem like, oh, it's a new weight class for him. No, it's not.
Well, it's a new way. Yeah, you're right. But now he's gonna be fighting better. I mean, I don't know who the fuck he fought back then, right? It could have been cab drivers for all we know. Now he's fighting 154 pounders that are. Yeah, but you're right. The point is that he's always been big, basically, right? He's always been big.
He's had the experience there.
Yeah, you could say that.
In terms of the Ortiz Boachuk fight, it's that was a war, and you notice guys like Madrimov, Boachuk, when they fought Ortiz, they kept those hands up. Like they were very adamant about the guy's power. That's why when it came to the Luben fight or Luben, I was thinking, yeah, this dude's probably gonna get stopped. I was a little bit surprised, not shocked that Ortiz was able to take him out of there. I think maybe it's because Gonzalo planted that in my subconscious, like second round knockout, Mr. BDA. But what I'm trying to get at is, whatever the reason, he didn't look great in the Boachuk fight. Now, going into the reasons, is it because Ortiz just isn't that good, or maybe he's not that good whenever somebody can take his power? I don't think it's necessarily that, because Madrimov took his power and he couldn't come close to beating Ortiz. I do wonder how much the layoff had a part to play in Ortiz's performance against Boachuk, because remember, he had 2 fights prior to the Boachuk fight, but neither one of those lasted a full round. In fact, the first one, Amok, you're always bringing up UK stoppages. That was one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen for the fight against, I forget, it was the first fight back for Ortiz after beating.
I think it was
McKinson.
Lawson. You talking about Lawson?
Lawson, yeah, Frederick Lawson. That was a horrible stoppage. Horrible. I would have liked to have seen him go a couple of rounds, shake the rust off. So then he goes against Delorme, and you think, okay, he's probably gonna take Ortiz probably gonna take a couple of rounds. No, one body shot and it's over. So the guy went in there after close to a 2-year layoff and coming off of rhabdomyolysis or whatever that disease he has, is barely a round in to shake the rust off. He goes in there against a guy who's got great stamina, a great offense. Well, not great, but very dangerous offense. The fact that he walked out of there on his feet, I'm actually surprised at that. But yeah, he looked bad in that one. He made up for it in the Madrimov fight and then in the Luben fight. But it's still a what if? What happened there? That's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm still looking at that fight closely.
What, the Boachuk fight? You're talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he took some damage, and I think, I think after Madrimov he had an injury. But I think he answered the questions, at least against Madrimov. I mean, Madrimov is a slick fighter, if we're talking about slick fighters, and Vergil's just a flat-footed Mexican. I think he answered the questions. So Boachuk stood there and banged it out with them. I mean, that's the thing. That's what we want to see as fans. He gave the fans a Fight of the Year candidate. I have yet to see a good Jaron Ennis fight.
Well, I saw on Twitter today, somebody on X, somebody was saying that the Stanionis win was better than the Boachuk win. And I was like, okay, I don't know how that makes. I don't know why. It's because they're saying this because Boachuk recently has been losing and looking like shit. So now they're saying, well, he wasn't even that good to begin with. But again, why do they ignore the Madrimov fight? And Madrimov gave a very tough fight to Crawford right now, who's supposed to be on top of the world. So Madrimov is.
But that's the thing, though, Butcher. People, whenever you bring up the Madrimov fight, people go, "Oh yeah, but he's only known for losing to Crawford." And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. That sounds like a casual take to me, because Madrimov beat Michel Soro, albeit the first one was controversially stopped, but he had him hurt. And then in the second one, he had him hurt again, and then it ended contest, I think, or whatever, because of the cut. But he was whooping that guy. Michel Soro's no pushover. And then he stopped Kubrat Pulev, who was one of the top junior middleweights there. And he stopped him. It's not like he outboxed him or whatever. Yeah, he stopped the dude. Wasn't even close. Stanionis, could it be similar to the, what's his name? With the Madrimov fight? Yeah, maybe. But Stanionis is, then you got to look at it. Okay, what did Stanionis do? He went the distance against Delorme, and he beat, what's his name? Wow, fuck, what was the guy's name? The other guy, not Pulev. What was the guy's name? Butaev. He beat Butaev, who was undefeated. And that was in 2022. And not for nothing, but we're talking about asterisks in there for Ortiz. There's a bit of an asterisk for Stanionis too. He hadn't fought since 2022. He didn't fight. He fought once in 2022 in April on the Spence Ugas undercard of all cards. He fights on that one in April 2022. Doesn't fight the rest of the year. Doesn't fight at all in 2023. And it's only until September 2024 that he gets a fight. So you want to talk about inactivity. And Stanionis can really crack. Boachuk can crack. Madrimov can crack. Just based off of that, those dudes are. And again, I'm not saying, I hate when people do that. Like, well, Ortiz has a better resume. Okay, who cares, man? It's about the skills that they show in those fights. But yeah, if you want to get technical and go, yeah.
Yeah, even that fight ended, like, that was a lame ass stoppage. Like, what? The what's his name? Count Dracula and Ennis.
Count Dracula.
Talking about Stanionis.
Oh, Stanionis.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Count Dracula. But like that was bullshit, dude. Like what?
I thought it was.
The guy was getting beat up.
Yeah.
Who cares, bro? Let him go out on his shield.
Let him die. He dies.
Yeah, seriously. Let a man go out on his shield. This is boxing. Like what?
I understand. Sometimes I don't think that was a premature stop.
This sport has gone soft, bro. Let's be real. Like last night's fight, the way it was stopped, that shit was soft.
Okay, wait. Oh yeah. So, Amok, were you serious yesterday with your?
Yes.
Okay.
They have feminized this sport. Like, what kind of fucking, like, the dude's still standing and they stopped the fight.
Yeah,
like,
because he's on the ropes, man.
I don't give a fuck. He's still standing.
He's leaning on I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Amok. Again, I think I agree with the stoppage this time. I understand why it's a little bit dissatisfying because you want to see the guy flop to the ground. Look, it's like in the GIF that Buchos got there, the referee jumps in and he looks like he's molesting Luben. I would have liked, we want to see the finality of it. We want to see the guy flop to the canvas. If this was 1950s and 60s, it's funny that they allow guys to wait bully.
Yeah, but back in the days, they would allow these guys to be battle tested.
Yeah,
and then you never know. They might win the fight towards the end. You never know.
Let me say this. That whole thing, Bucho, of that's how guys die. No, usually historically guys die when they take a prolonged beating. Getting an extra 2 shots on the way down. I don't recall. It's people will bring up, well, what about Benny the Kid Parade against Emil Griffin? But he got stuck on. That was a freak thing. He got stuck on the ropes, and Emil Griffin was he had the fag energy because what's his name? Benny Kid Parade. He called him maricon.
Was he gay or not?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was.
They say bisexual, but that's another word for gay. But yeah, so that's the thing though. The Red Queen came out when he called him maricon. Oh boy, so he had the guy trapped on the ropes, literally trapped on the ropes. He got stuck. He just teed off on him. That was
okay. So you're saying that you can actually get brain damage from a combination, right?
No, because that wasn't just
these guys are gonna get brain damage regardless.
Yeah, sure. But Luben wasn't doing shit throughout the whole fight. Like
he was still standing.
I mean, he was still standing. He was still turning. No, seriously, he was still standing. He was still turning up. Yeah. For all we could have known, Ortiz could have gassed up. Gassed up the last 4 rounds, and Luben could have won. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, we don't fucking know because they keep feminizing this sport.
Now, look,
let them go out in their shield.
All right, we need a voice of reason. Recognize. Go ahead.
He did catch him where we used to call it a Dan. He got when you just freeze, you get punched, you're kind of out. It doesn't mean you're knocked out, but you're frozen. You just frozen. I think that he would have got hit with another big shot and eventually dropped. That's why I'm just trying to look at it from the referee's point of view. And the referee probably said, when he saw him get stuck like that, like if I let this dude hit you with a couple of more shots like that, you're gonna be totally knocked out.
Okay,
Well, you know what?
it's boxing. It's what we want to see, though.
Oh no, I agree. I mean,
agree.
look, I don't mind seeing knockouts.
Ever since Mike Perez almost killed that Eastern European guy, what was it, 2012 or something like that? It was in the 2010s, and then the family sued the New York State Athletic Commission. I think that's what kickstarted this whole thing of, hey, we don't want to get sued, which is insane to me. How are you going to sue somebody if you're a professional boxer? You know the contract is right there in the contract. Hey, somebody's going to punch you in the head, and they're going to try to knock your ass out. It's like, how the fuck are you going to sue somebody? What did they do so wrong that it merits a lawsuit? I don't get it. So I am with Amok. You know, for example, Joseph Parker versus Fabio Worley. I know some people, there was a big debate about, no, it was a legit stoppage. But I'm saying, I want to see a guy's eyes roll to the back of his head. I want to see the guy flopping. I want to see I want to see the gas mask, the oxygen mask coming out. I want to see the stretcher. That's all. I want to see all of that because I'm a boxing fan.
I'm a degenerate too. I want to see two things. I either want to see a war or someone get lynched. It's just plain and simple.
Come on.
There's a lot of truth to in boxing, right? In boxing, you can see that it's obvious that a lot of people do not die from boxing, right? But what you're starting to see is in other sports like football, there's a lot more injuries. And these guys are not taking punches, they're taking hits, right? Body, full body contact, boom, pause, right? So they're getting drilled. Another pause.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on. What the fuck?
My point is
wrong.
Boxing has been proven to be a safer sport than, let's say, football is. It's just a proven fact.
Yeah, they prove that. Yeah.
If you go by the numbers of injuries and death, suicide, or whatever, football got boxing beat by a pretty good margin.
Exactly. It's usually the prolonged beating in boxing is what's going to do it for you. But in the NFL, I'd rather be a boxer any day than NFL because you can't avoid a tackle. You're gonna have to tackle somebody. Whereas if you punch a guy, it's not that bad for your brain. It's when they punch you, but you can minimize some of that. In the NFL, you really can't. You're gonna have to have that, like Reckon I said, the body on body pulse contact.
You care about boxing?
One thing.
Real quick, BDI, I'll finish. If you really care about boxing, you will have these referees enforce the rules.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a great point. And I was going to get to that, but real quick, let me read a super chat before I get to my point, because I'm going to piggyback off what you said. Shout out to Pugilist Zine for his contribution with the super chat. Shout out to Pugilist Zine, who says, a great performance by Vergil. He seems to have completely recovered from the disease that previously debilitated him. Ortiz versus Ennis is a must. Right there with you, Pugilist Zine. You're preaching to the choir. We don't want to see marination. We don't want to go through a year of he said, she said. What?
He stopped eating ass.
Fight Ennis.
Because he recovered.
I think that's what it is. The analingus gave him what was that? Michael Douglas. He had throat cancer because he was eating his wife's pussy, and I think it's got to be worse with the analingus. But let me just say this real quick, because I said that I want to see. I'm with Amok. I want to see stoppages, late stoppages. I want to see knockouts. However, let me just say this, because some people are gonna say, "Well, wait a minute."
Just say the truth. You want to see a war or someone get lynched? It's just plain and simple.
No. Stop using that word. Stop using that word.
He was going to kill the guy. That was a good stoppage.
But that was a huge
Excuse me.
That guy was going to die.
Let me just say this, because people are gonna say, "Well, why are you always a stickler for the boxing rules?" But then you're talking about wanting to see guys get knocked out. Hold on, getting knocked out is within the rules. There's no ifs and buts. There's no.
I agree.
When it comes to this is what bothers me about this. This is what bothers me about this pure. Is like every time a fighter dies, and unfortunately, that's the unfortunate reality. Every year, there's going to be a boxer that dies. It's usually in low level fights that nobody watches. In Africa or in a smoker somewhere in Mississippi.
In Japan,
but usually
Japan, they've been dying a bunch. No, wasn't that happening often?
Yeah, in Japan this year. Yeah, this year in Japan. But let me just finish. All right. So this is my thing. I hate when those fighters die and then people come out of the woodwork and go, you see, this is why we got to respect fighters. Stop criticizing boxers. Stop criticizing them. And then these are the same purists that will throw flowers at the guy for clinching. And
can I just call him out, baby?
And then hold on, and then saying there's no such thing as weight bullying, and then they're saying clinching is within the rules, it's part of boxing. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to be a hypocrite and don't apply those rules, then you can be complaining about the safety of boxers, because you don't care about the safety of boxers and you don't care about their well-being and their career well-being when you're allowing one guy to clinch and when you're allowing one guy to rehydrate up to 25 pounds and the other guy can't or won't. And that's boxing. Them's the rules. Well, listen, those are the. If a referee doesn't stop the fight and the guy gets hurt, hey, it's within the rules. I'm just saying either we apply the rules full front or 100% or we don't. And now you motherfuckers were
Ortiz
fucking,
has the right to kill him. He could beat him till he's dead, but the referee, it's his job to prevent the guy from dying or getting hurt seriously.
It's also his job to apply the rules, and if he doesn't do that, then
he did. He applied the rules because
complain.
look, the guy wasn't effectively defending himself. Ortiz was shooting these left hooks. He was shooting through the middle, and he hit him with about 3 of them, and then he stopped it. And this was after he was rocked.
He was still standing.
On his feet. He almost no. The only thing that was
he was still standing. He was still a threat.
I mean, he could have gave him a standing count. He could have tried that.
Yeah, I'm like, that sounds like. Hold on, I'm like, that sounds like prison rules. That sounds like prison. Like the guy keeps shanking a guy if he keeps.
I'm tired of you. I'm tired of these fake fans, BD. I'm tired of these fake fans feminizing this part. I'm tired of you guys virtual signaling, making all these excuses for fucking
that guy's not
UK stoppages. Bro, we watch this sport for violence. Fuck out of here with all that fake shit.
Well, I mean, that's.
I want to come up with some new rules. New rules. Okay.
New rules.
You are not allowed to talk about fighter safety when you celebrate a criminal like Jared Anderson's brother, who's in jail for murder. Okay. You are not allowed to then say, "I care about fighter safety." If you do that, I can't take you serious. You need to get smacked.
You recognize. You want to know what's crazy? When you watch like knockout reels, I don't see anybody talking about fucking fighter safety. Fuck all you fake ass fans. I want to see violence, bro. Fuck out of your shit. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Let me ask Bucho this. Bucho, because I started going 100 miles an hour there at the end because I wanted to get to the point, but. Do you understand what I said earlier about the people that complain about boxers dying and people like using that moment as an example of, you see, this is why you shouldn't talk shit about the boxers. But then a lot of these people are the same ones that don't want the rules applied and that make excuses for guys clenching and dipping below the waist and stalling. Did you understand that point, Bucho, about how you don't care, you care about fighters' safety and their well-being, but then you don't care about the application of the rules across the board? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, they just want. Yeah, I kind of do. But clinching is not going to kill anybody, right? So,
I know, but I'm saying
I understand the rules. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you had to apply the rules.
Only my fun.
It's just going to kill the sport.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
But
I understand what you said. They have to apply the rules overall, obviously, not here and
because you can't say because that's the other thing people say. Well, but I low blow. I mean, a clinch is not as bad as low blow. But guess what? It's the rules.
What about elbows, man? Floyd was using his fucking elbows the whole fucking time. Nobody told him.
Yeah, he was using clinching, elbows, forearms.
Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai. He was like a Muay Thai boxer in boxing, like Andre Ward, Banana Hopkins. Ali would do some shit like that too.
The headbutts. Andre Ward was headbutting the whole fucking time. Andre Ward was headbutting
that. Hey, by the way, shout out to Earl. By the way, Fu, you're very low, man. I can barely hear. I see you whispering in the background. Earl Stevens, he says, electricians, truck drivers. Earl Stevens says, electricians, truck drivers, shop clerks die every year. Boxers don't get special sympathy. That's the point that I'm trying to articulate here, because I'm saying, look. If you don't care about applying the rules across the board, then don't come at me crying about boxer safety, because you don't really care about it at the end of the day because you refuse to apply the rules across the board. That's my argument here. That's what I'm trying to get across. And so what I'm saying is, let's take that logic then. If you refuse to apply the rules, then let's take the scenario to its logical conclusion and say, put in some late stoppages there. Fuck it. Let's go all the way and say we don't care about fighters.
Okay,
that's my point.
Yeah, I agree with you, but has anybody seen, like, for instance, a Mike Tyson knockout highlight?
Yeah, of course, they're everywhere.
How many people in the comment section talk about the fighter safety?
I do all the time.
Oh, great point.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's wailing on a guy. He's not. Which Mike Tyson knockout is like him wailing on a guy, and the ref's not even stopping it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They're just virtual signaling. We want to see violence. Violence.
Guys out on the ropes. You stop the fight. Come on. Stop the fight.
Against
he still had a fighter chance.
He's out. He's done. He's gonna get
Marvin Fraser. No, that was on the corner.
Hey, can I just bring something up real quick here? I don't know if Food TV wants to address it here full on, on a different platform. What happened, man? Did somebody try to steal your identity or something?
I don't know what happened. It was weird. I had like this weird, like I don't know, African looking dude who had a phone in his hand. It's all right.
Oh, yeah,
right. It was weird. It was something weird happened. I don't know. Somebody hacked the Discord.
Well, all I'm saying is now I'm afraid of. Don't ever send me an attachment or anything because I'm not if you send it.
Don't worry. I'll send you the pics in your emails.
No, but you know what? Because Food TV is usually, you look at his streams, it's all very high quality. He's got a bunch of visuals. You can tell he's tech savvy. So I'm thinking, how the fuck did that happen?
Oh, I don't know how it happened. I guess this Discord shit is really shitty. That people can just get in there like that. Like it's never happened to me ever before.
Are you sure you weren't downloading?
I'll tell you what happened, okay? Food TV, he accepted a invite to a certain Discord he shouldn't have, right?
Here's his made-up story.
A little triple X in there. He clicked on a couple links.
Well, hey,
donate to a couple,
I was researching Boots Ennis, and like,
Telkine said that you were trolling.
I was trolling. No, I wasn't trolling. I couldn't get
sending a bunch of people that bullshit.
I couldn't get into that account for 2 days. It blocked.
You know who I'm worried for though? You know who I'm really worried for though? Because people that don't know, it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we saw a bunch of messages from Food TV, but obviously it wasn't him, but it was someone who hacked his account, and it was a fake Kai Cenat thumbnail of his Twitter, like a fake Kai Cenat Twitter profile, saying that I'm giving away my new crypto or something. So the first people within the hour who subscribed or they get a certain amount of crypto. So I said, okay, this reeks of a scam. And then fucking Gypsy Boxing goes, hey, I tried and it worked. Shout out to you, Food TV. So
I don't know why he's trolling.
What a douchebag.
You think he was trolling, or you think he was trolling, or you think he was?
Shit, it worked. It worked.
That's funny.
I want to see proof that it worked. How about that?
It worked. It worked.
I hope he didn't give away any information, man. Because then next thing you know,
Gypsy Boxing. He's a multimillionaire.
That's why he's not around anymore. He's gone. He's got the millions.
He's back in our he's become the king.
He's in Nigeria in a cage.
He's rolling in the money in Nigeria. This is my sister. You can touch her.
Nah, wait a minute.
Yo, where's Molars? Because him and Fu have the same experience.
What experience?
Really?
Yeah. Now that I remember.
Oh my God. What's this?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, we had the same experience.
No, I thought Mueller's couldn't log on to the Discord because he's in the UK, and now you need verification or something over in the UK for everything.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
you need a.
They're trying to do the same thing with YouTube. They're trying to ask for IDs.
It's getting disgusting.
Yeah, good luck getting an ID for me, man. I'm incognito over
here. All right,
here.
we got new people. Any more thoughts on this? If you just give us your thoughts on what happened yesterday.
I think Ortiz had himself a very easy fight. I told you that guy's kind of at the end of his career. It's a perfect setup for the Boots fight. That's what it is. That's all it was. I thought the stoppage was totally fine. I thought the guy was going to die. I think if he would have hit him with another left hook, he would have went down on his face. Like he hit it. He stepped around on the right side. He chopped this dude. Basically, he swooped down his left hand with his left hand. Right. He pushed it down and he loaded up on the short right hand. And the guy literally almost went out. He was like out. Almost to look like to me.
Almost. Keyword.
He almost was out. Almost out completely. Like frozen.
It looked like stiff.
He went stiff. Right? And then the guy loaded up on a left hook and shot right through the middle of his guard. And it hits him so hard to see the sweat fly off his face.
It almost looked like he couldn't defend himself.
Dude, yeah, exactly. His eyes were closed when he
was looking at the floor, at the ground, I think.
Yeah, he hit him with that right hook.
He was turtling up, but he was still standing.
Dude,
you're crazy. You want that guy to fucking die, to be honest.
Yeah,
I want to see two fighters fight. If he can take it out, let him take it out.
Luben wasn't fighting at that point. He was just eating punches.
He was done.
No. I disagree.
We're gonna get back into it, man. We're getting back into this.
A lot of these dudes, when they get hurt, their eyes roll to the top up, right? They roll up. But
yes.
Neurologically, people Neurologically and historically, people like shamans and you see the paintings from the Renaissance of Jesus, their eyes are rolled up because they're entering into a state of ecstasy and with a higher power. So maybe that's what he was doing. He was recharging his batteries, and if the Rev wouldn't have stopped, then maybe Luben could have come back with something great. But we'll never know.
Yeah. Luben was going Super Saiyan, and they stopped the fight.
The guy was turned on. They had to stop that shit
I
immediately.
mean, I'm not saying I'm convinced about what I just said, but I'm saying let it happen. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let it happen, dude. Like, let him get stopped.
Let him get knocked into the spirit realm.
Yeah, why not? That's what we're watching fighting. It's combat sports. He's not gonna die.
I told you that dude is shot. That Luben dude, I could see it all over him. He's a finished fighter, and so he ate one of those shots, and he was like basically dead. Like his brain's already. That's the kind of guy that you could probably tap with a punch, and you might fall out. He's like Chuck Liddell.
Oh, let me ask you this, fool. Let me ask you this: do you think the fight happens, or it is Ennis?
I don't think Ennis wants it. I think he's just there to save face. That's why he stepped in the ring. And now they're gonna make up all kinds of shit about money and all that. You know, the guy's a cherry picking bitch. That's really what he is.
Like, you know what? I wanted to say that because Boots Ennis said that he's on a tour now to challenge all these guys at 154. So he's gonna be all over the place. He says, "I'm on a tour now, shot people in this division," and I wrote here, I find this kind of suspicious. This could be damage control from the fact that Boots Ennis wanted 2 tune-up fights. Now, you guys remember, he wanted 2 tune-up fights, and everybody started to criticize him about that shit. And so now he's doing the damage control. Oh, I'm showing up to the fight. See, I really want this fight. I don't want tune-ups.
Well, the timing is perfect. The timing is perfect because he's coming off of this knockout win, right? Real quick. What was it, like the first round or something? Boots versus that bum. And then Ortiz, is over here just smashed this dude like he's nothing. So I mean, there's no better time than to make it now. I mean, what are you waiting for? But it wouldn't shock me if Ortiz just dodges it. And like you said, it's a safe face. That's why he got in there.
Could be.
Looks stupid. You saw how much lip gloss he had on?
So you're saying both guys might swerve each other, is what you're saying?
No. Ortiz wants to fight him. He was like insulted that this guy said he's ducking. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
He's like, your dad said I'm ducking. I'm not ducking, you bum. Glossy lip motherfucker. Did you see his lips? They got a lot of lip gloss on.
What?
Look at
How did you manage to see the lips, man? I don't know.
It was because it was like looking at LL Cool J. It was like, what the fuck? You didn't see the lips? There's so much grease. I think I had some greasy lips, dude. He had oil in his beard, in a well-oiled beard. It's disgusting.
Isn't that illegal to put some substance other than Vaseline?
Well, they need to cut their beards too, right?
Well, no, you're not supposed to have all that oil.
Yeah, since when is that? Since when is that allowed? It used to be you used to have to shave the beard. Nowadays they let
the Muslims are influenced.
Yeah, they look like Afghan warlords in there.
Did he not look like he looked like a bloated fish? Didn't he? Boots was big and fat. Like he was like.
Yeah, he looked like he's been having too many drinks and not drinking a lot of water.
It looked terrible.
There's super chat here. Super chat from
too many drinks at the bathhouse.
Triple X. He says, thank you for the super chat. He says, BDA, Vergil beat Fundora in your opinion? Would Vergil beat Fundora in your opinion?
Shout out to Triple X for his contribution with the super chat. Yeah, you know, I would favor Ortiz. This division is red hot. I think any other. I think all these guys in the top 5 have a good chance of beating one another or each other. But I would favor Ortiz. I think he could potentially do some of what Zoo did in the first fight against Fundora. You just line him up for the straight right, and that was before the headbutt. Once the headbutt hit, Zoo, everything changed. However, Fundora did make some good adjustments in the rematch. So Fundora could be a nightmare if he finally figures out the way he did against Zoo in the rematch to use his length. Because again, he's 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's not, we've seen tall guys fighting at 154. Tommy Hearns at one point was at 154. Paul Williams, they're 6 feet tall, 6 feet 1. This dude is 6 feet 5 inches tall. That is outrageous, and that is
he's a giraffe at that weight class.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody else called him a giraffe a couple of days ago. Yeah, and so I would favor Vergil Ortiz to beat Fundora, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fundora pulled it off because he's a tough nut to crack. This dude.
I have a question here. So a tune-up fight. What do you expect from a tune-up fight? So Boots won in a tune-up fight because he was moving up to 154. Mm-hmm. You want to get some rounds in, right? You want to see how you feel at the weight, whatever. Mm-hmm. When the tune-up fight is one round. Right, like against Lima. Can you actually call that a tune-up?
I wouldn't call it a tune-up.
Exactly.
I call it. It's just a showy fight to build up this Boots Ortiz fight. It's really what it is.
Okay, so you don't think they actually want a tune-up fight? They don't want to feel the one. Boots doesn't really want to.
I mean, a tune-up is an actual. A tune-up would be a competitive fight, one that actually tunes you up, gets you sharpens you up a little bit. I mean, these aren't tune-up fights; these are just setups. Yeah. To build. But that's why it never makes any sense that all these fucking idiots having tune-up after tune-up after tune-up, and really it is to create this false image of like they're invincible, right? And they're just crushing everybody.
Yeah, but the problem at 154 is there's no tune-ups. There's really, I mean, there's Ramos.
Boots found one.
Luben was a tune-up, though. No, you could call that a tune-up.
Yeah, he was.
No, I mean, in the sense that a tune-up, a name like Luben that you could sell, like Lima was a tune-up, but that was a trash can. I'm saying, what name
lubed the public up? It lubed them up.
Yeah, but what name could Boots possibly tune up against? They would be sure enough that he could win.
Keith Thurman.
I was going to say that too. That's a tune-up for him.
Lose.
No, you're right. He still has experience and all that shit.
Yeah, my issue with Boots is how many fights do you need at 54 until you finally fight someone credible at that weight class?
Well, they wanted 2 tune-up fights, right? So I guess that's
okay. Well,
yeah.
I just checked. He has already had a total of 8 fights. 8 fights at 54.
Yeah, but those fights, okay, against who? Like.
Exactly. Against who? It's going to keep happening. Like, what the fuck?
I can understand what you're saying, but at the same time, a tune-up would be like somebody that's semi-decent, you know? Lima was.
Yeah, but when you're Jaron Ennis, you don't want to ruin the gravy train for as long as possible, right? Like, look what happened when he signed Shakira. He signed Shakira, and Shakira, who'd he get? He got Padley, and then he got Zepeda. So you want to milk it, dude. That's the whole strategy behind these things. Is get as many milk fights as you can before.
To be fair, he was supposed to fight Schofield, Shakira as you call him, but even then, that's a non-proven guy. I didn't, other than the speed from Schofield, I didn't really see that as much of a threat. So you are right in a way.
He knew he was going to lose that shit. That's why that happened.
Nah, come on.
He did. He was going to lose that fucking dude. He was going to get his ass crushed by that guy. He's very lucky he avoided him. Very lucky.
Lucho, did we bring up Schofield's dad? What they had to say about? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. When you were talking about Haney and how they were saying that Floyd, how he managed his career, and like he said, if you can sell drugs, you can sell fights or something like that. What the fuck is that about? What?
I mean, they were really going after drugs, didn't he? The dad wasn't that guy a drug dealer? The Haney, Bill Haney. I think he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He's a drug. He was
a selling drugs to the kids.
But what is that? If you sell drugs, you can sell a fight. What's he trying to mean? That he can sell his
you could sell a fight. Well, he could sell his
against whoever though. But that's what I'm saying. He can sell a JoJo fight. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He's selling this bum ass son. Yeah.
It's a hustle to him, just like Jaron's hustling the public right now. That's what it is. It's a hustle. It's just like with Shakira fighting Padley. That's a hustle. You sign a two fight deal. You don't fight the tough fight, the first fight. You fight it on the last fight of your deal with that person.
Right. It's all smoke and mirrors. Just because Eddie Hearn and Boots Ennis show up to the fight doesn't mean they really want the fight. Like, don't be that gullible. I'm not saying they don't want the fight, but also, like, let's not jump into any conclusions here. Well, they showed up to the fight. That must mean that they want the fight. No, it doesn't mean that.
Yeah. He's going to get in his face, and then they're going to make up some bullshit about negotiations. And Ortiz wanted too much money. And that's it. Oh, he got in his face. Did you not see that?
Yeah, exactly. There's evidence that we wanted the fight. Well, that's not evidence.
Yeah, we want it. That's what they did to that guy, the Brit, and they lied. And the Brit came out after. I don't know if you remember this guy. I forget his name. He fights similar to like Roy Jones or something, but like a shittier version. And they didn't give him the right amount of money, and then they made up some BS about how he ducked them. It's just any guy that they don't want to fight, they're just gonna make up a bunch of bullshit.
Like, I don't understand why they wanted 2 tune-up fights, and all of a sudden they don't want 2 tune-up fights, and they didn't even have 1 tune-up fight because it was a 1-rounder fight against Lima. That doesn't even count. So you still don't have any tune-up fights, in all honesty. So how come all of a sudden you don't want any tune-up fights? I don't understand. What happened? Why did it change their mind?
Yeah.
I mean, they already met this is what they needed, right? Was to get a knockout. So you want to strike while the iron's hot. You get your little bullshit knockout, now make the Ortiz fight.
Yeah, and it's not like he's some sort of he's a nobody. He's a unified champion at welter. He was a unified champion at welterweight. You know, he's experienced and all of that. Like you don't really need to tune up fights. I mean, we remember Shane Mosley back in the days moving up 2 weight divisions to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Did he have a tune up? Oh, I think he did though.
A welterweight? No, I don't think he did.
Not a welterweight.
You know
what?
Not a welterweight. Well, I mean, take a page out of the Crawford book. He didn't have a tune-up at 168.
Yeah, no,
I mean, I know he should have been at 168 a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, hopefully it happens. I'm tired of the he said, she said. I know some people like it, but at the end of the day, boxing fans, we're boxing fans because we care about the sport, not about the drama outside of it. And so hopefully these guys get their act together and they make that happen.
Yep.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Doctor,
but okay, let's say they don't fight each other. Who will the public accept for both? Will the public accept?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Well, you know who I feel bad for? Murtazaliev hasn't fought since September the last year.
Oh, but he's fighting that British guy.
Kelly. First of all, I don't even know if that's set, and I don't even know if there's a date set.
No, there's what do you call it? Purse bid and all that shit. Like, yeah. There's a deadline. There's a deadline. Someone's setting up a deadline. It has to happen. It has to happen, apparently.
They better make it quick, man. What the fuck is Amok doing? He's posting a picture. It's a fucking horrible Photoshop. Hey, we can
if Vergil, will the public accept a Vergil Spence fight? And then if Jaron Ennis, would they accept I don't know, shit, who would he fight? Maritalia or
it's an old
Carlo
Dallas, Texas affair. Dallas, Texas.
A Vergil versus Spence. Come on, the guy hasn't fought since he got slaughtered 2 years ago.
That's right. Yeah, I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. If they don't fight each other, which is most likely going to happen, it looks like it's looking every day. More than likely, they're not. Well, then what are they going to do? So who will?
Well, you know what? That's the thing, though. Murtazaliev, look at that. Murtazaliev, I think right now it's actually smart to fight Murtazaliev because, again, okay, let's say it's his Kelly tune-up. He's getting older. His speed is not the best attribute. So I actually think it could actually earn him. Whoever beats Murtazaliev at this point could earn a lot of brownie points from the boxing fans saying, oh my God, he fought the boogeyman. He beat the boogeyman. But meanwhile, I mean, all we really know about Murtazaliev is he's got the win over Jack Colkay. And, you know, props to Murtazaliev. He managed to stop Colkay. Then he stopped Tim Tszyu, but he hasn't done anything else since. There's a lot of there's still some questions unanswered about him. And so because he's unproven in a way and unknown, it makes him into a bigger threat. For some people, it makes him seem like he's a bigger threat than what he actually might be. Again, I don't know, but we'd have to see him more often. But that's the problem with him. We haven't seen him fight off.
He's Chechen or something, right? Like all of a sudden they're all scary. But
yeah. In MMA, they're all molesting people over there in the UFC. You know, just laying on top of them and laying prey. Nobody can beat him.
Yeah, but he might be hype.
So maybe. Hey, listen, Beterbiev, man. He's a Chechen, right? What is he?
No, he's Russian.
But he's what is those guys? There's Dagestani and then there's Chechen, right? They're two different things, but they're almost the same, right? Like they all look like they're
the same to me.
Yeah, from the Caucasus.
From the Caucasus.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is this: we had in the early 2010s, we had the influx from Eastern European, Central European fighters, right? Now I'm thinking, when are we gonna get the Chechen boxers? I think wrestling is more their right?
The inbreds.
Ah, come on!
Jesus, we're gonna get in trouble.
Do they recognize he's on fire today, man? With his meanness, he turned into mean Recognize today. He's not pulling any punches.
Evil Recognize.
Angry.
The inbreds. Imagine if they actually called themselves that. The inbred team. It's a bunch of drooling guys, man. But what was I gonna say about that? Yeah, Lomachenko retired. Hey, right now, everyone's talking about the restructuring of boxing, how we need a star now. We haven't really been seeing that many Russians now, huh? Coming out of the woodwork, Ukrainians.
We'll get some later. Don't worry.
They might turn into Canadians.
It's going to become more global in the next few years when they, restructure it.
They're talking
Almost there.
they're talking about Ortiz and Ennis, the winner of that fight, becoming the next star, filling that void that's gonna be created when Canelo leaves. And
I don't know if you're gonna have an influx. I mean, aren't they like killing each other right now?
Wait, so are they implying that? Are they implying that they're gonna rob the other top contenders? Is that what you guys saying?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say they fight, right? And let's pick a winner. Pick anybody, right?
What, Ortiz?
Between Boots. Okay, let's say Ortiz, hypothetically speaking, beats him. And let's say he fights one of the other top contenders. Are they implying that they're going to rob the other contender or some shit?
Why? Yeah. Because he's this new star?
Rob is that.
Well, because I think 54 is a dangerous division for anybody. No one's guaranteed to win. Unless, obviously, the system robs them out of.
Yeah, but honestly, Jaron, Ennis, and Ortiz, they probably don't really have that long at 154. Ortiz has already said that they're eyeing 160 already.
They talked about it.
And I said this already. If I'm Ortiz or Ennis, you know what I do? I already start planning for Canelo. I'm like, fuck it, get him before he leaves the sport. Canelo's got 3 more fights. I would be like, okay, let me get this Jaron Ennis some big fight now. Move up 160, make a big move, and then start the campaign for Canelo. It could happen in 2 years. One of those guys could possibly get Canelo Alvarez. And what they said is Alvarez worked over Ennis in sparring, whatever that means. But that's what I would start right now. Go ahead.
Garcia mentioned Crawford. What do you think about that fight? Is that even a money fight?
I don't think Crawford wants one of those guys.
Doesn't even want it. Yeah, exactly.
Like he wants to pass the. No, I don't think Crawford wants to pass the torch to nobody.
Well, versus Ortiz or Boots?
The winner, I guess.
I mean, technically, even though he won the fight, he still doesn't have the torch.
Exactly. That's a good point. Like we were talking about, again, okay, so a lot of people showed up to watch Canelo and Crawford. Many of those people watching on Netflix were casuals. They know who Canelo is, and they don't really know who he's fighting, but they heard he's a great boxer, undefeated and all of that. Yeah. Then they watch the fight. The fight's boring, and, Canelo loses, Crawford wins. But are these people are going to follow Crawford's career from now on? Are going to be like, oh, shit, now I'm going to follow this guy.
How much of a career did
it looked like one guy was
have?
punching, the other one was throwing shit.
Yeah, I know. We're not getting into that, but yeah.
Crawford's 38, so he doesn't.
He's finished.
Well, I know, but whatever. I like. Okay, let's say he fights one more time. Like, are these casuals gonna be like, oh, I remember Crawford. I'm gonna watch his fight. He was so exciting. He was such an exciting performance against Canelo. I gotta watch this guy again. No,
he was just so good. I want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the fight was boring as fuck. Like, I don't think he won any fans.
Wait, he smiled. I gotta watch more of his fights. Look at him smiling.
And the commentators were telling you, oh my God, look at this. Never seen this before.
He's mean.
Domination.
Canelo trying to touch gloves. Canelo's scared.
Well, FUTV, the bodunks are going to keep happening if you keep advocating for fighters not taking shots, just so you know.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
No, it's not gonna happen because
it's happening. What do you mean it's not gonna? It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening.
It's very different.
Come on.
It's gonna keep happening.
It's very different. If a guy's almost laid out on the ropes,
it's not gonna happen. Doesn't mean it's not gonna happen.
If a guy's almost laid out on the ropes, you stop the fight. If you stop the fight,
now you're doing that with your words, but don't.
That shit was obvious. You keep going on with that fucking fight. Come on, you're supposed to kill him for what? He's already dead.
How is he going to kill him? He's not going to kill him. Calm down.
Yeah, you actually could die.
Calm down, FUTV. He's not going to kill him.
You got a guy unloading on your fucking head.
There's fighters in the past that take shot. Like, what's wrong with that?
No, if a guy gets hit with a shot and he goes stiff and he's out, there's no point in hitting him more. He's just going to get.
So you're going to tell me, like, what's his name? Mickey Ward didn't tank shots?
Mickey Ward? I mean,
the most dangerous shot is a rim shot. That's the most dangerous thing. You don't want to be taking a rim shot. I mean, the way some of these guys fight with the clinching and some of the stuff they do outside the ring, the way they dress, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to rim shot every once in a while. That is dangerous.
Tell me that's your special move.
Yeah, rim.
Oh, damn.
He does.
You guys talking shit about Super Bud? That's a superhero, bro.
Bud.
How dare you? Save dogs and cats off the street.
He takes ribs.
Gypsy, didn't you say yesterday that you're convinced that Vergil Ortiz stops Boots Ennis?
Booty Ennis?
Yes, I'm pretty convinced. I'm pretty convinced.
Wow.
I'll probably bet on it. Probably bet on it. I'll go to the casino and bet on it. But because I mean he's fragile. He looks fragile, man. Did you see how he's pointing at his fucking wrist? Like it's time, but he's like, I know he kind of has a stutter. Anus, Boots Ennis. He kind of has an anus. Yeah, booty anus. He kind of had a stutter, but that was nervousness. That wasn't just a stutter. You can tell just by them looking at each other on the face-off. Even though it's not a complete face-off.
Gypsy's a psychologist, bro. When it comes to boxing, you can break down.
I know, man. I got that psyche thing. Dialed up to fucking 1,000. I can tell if one guy's afraid of another guy.
Oh yeah,
Same thing with like Dylan White. Remember? Yeah.
You won't close that door.
Anyways,
Butcher, my internet is acting up. Butcher, can you ask Gypsy if they stole his identity or whatever after he tried that crypto thing?
I'm sure they did.
He heard you.
Fucking ass. Yeah, bro. I tried it and it was a failure. Thanks to FUTV, the scam artist.
I knew it.
Yes. My Haitian.
But you know what? The thing is, the thing is, though, I have a way with scammers. I know how to fuck with them.
Look. The Haitians have your dick pics right now. They have them.
You mean they have yours, William?
Oh, damn.
I mean, FUTV?
They can fucking try to make a model out of it and suck on it, bro. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck.
They got him. They
didn't get shit. They just got these nuts.
They're gonna train AI models. AI models on those.
And then, we got nothing. Damn, fuck. He took his money back. We got scammed.
So, did this fight change your prediction for, or affect your prediction for a potential Ortiz-Ennis fight? Did this fight just didn't show you guys anything that you already knew?
Oh, man. Honestly,
I didn't show anything.
Honestly, with Ennis and Liam, I thought that maybe Ennis would Boots Ennis because I hadn't seen Vergil fight for quite a bit. So I said maybe he probably would beat him on a decision watching the Liam. But watching Vergil, the movements and how much experience he now has, how bigger he is, how grown he is in the weight in 154. That's why he wants to jump to 160. I think he knocks him out, man. I never wanted Vergil to fight because I'm a Vergil fan. I never wanted him to fight Bakram because I think Bakram is just too big for 154. But now I feel like he can beat Bakram. I think he can knock out Bakram. Muratsvila, whatever his name is, that guy. Yeah, Vergil's he's becoming spicy, very spicy. I like it. And by the way, the Caucasus area is not inbreds. The Jews are excuse me.
Jesus. Come on. We're going to get shut down.
What's going on here? He's talking about, he's calling Vergil Ortiz spicy. It's like, ooh, I like it spicy. He's like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Come on, I'm trying to imitate Oscar De La Hoya. You guys are a fan of Oscar. Come on. He likes
I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent towards De La Hoya.
BDA is he's a fan of Oscar. He likes to wear the same nylon style and everything.
The fish.
That doesn't mean I'm a fan of his.
The fish. Yeah, fishnets.
Oh yeah, fishnets.
Sorry, like I had some pictures of you with fishnets. I think the Haitians got it.
The Haitians got it. All right, but I mean, yeah. Listen, you know what?
The dark web.
All right.
The dark web. There you go. To Bucho's question about the fight, did what transpired last night change the perception of it? I still think it's close to a 50-50 fight. I would favor Ortiz. But yeah, man, listen, it's two power punchers. Neither guy's a runner. Now, the only thing is, some people are saying, well, Boots is actually the superior technician. I don't know. I've seen him get hit way too much. But what I'm saying is maybe it could happen where Ennis all of a sudden, this is the fight where he actually tightens up his defense like we've never seen before. Maybe. Because, like Crawford, I saw him get hit a whole bunch of times, and then he tightened up his defense against Canelo. So it's possible, but I haven't seen Ennis. At least with Crawford, we saw him back foot bitch it against Victor Postal. So we knew that if he really wanted to minimize damage, he could do it. Ennis, I've never actually seen him be able to do it.
Power punches, he kind of clinches, and he kind of back foot bitches.
Ennis, I don't know, man.
Ennis,
Booty Ennis.
I've never really seen him do that, man. I don't think he can, by the way.
He wants to fight like Roy Jones.
He's not.
He wants to fight like Roy Jones, but of course not. He dreams he can fight like.
His great skills are like imaginary.
I don't think Ennis can back with bitches.
His chin he leaves it wide open, like you guys been talking about. He leaves it right there. And someone like Vergil, who's very like fundamentally sound with this defense, he's gonna make him pay for those mistakes. It's not fucking Liam there, fucking getting wobbled after one hit or two hits. He's gonna make him miss and pay. It's gonna be devastating for him. He thinks it's just gonna be like, oh, perfect. I'm just gonna knock this dude out because he's just a Mexican and I'm a black dude, No, that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. You're gonna get fucked up.
What are you talking about, man?
But I think the big difference for Jaron is, it's going to be very dangerous to exchange with Ortiz. He was never in no fear against Karen Kardashian. Yeah, he got countered, but he was never in fear of getting slept on the spot. And he was never in fear of Stanionis. There will be real fear. Not that Vergil won't have to worry, but Virgil's going to let his hands go. There's never been a fight that he's not. Right? Even against Madrimov.
By the way,
he let his hands go. And Ennis is going to have to pick and choose his spots to exchange. That's what you have to do against a devastating puncher or two. You got to pick and choose when you exchange. But it's going to be very dangerous for him to let his hands go in this fight.
Yeah, he's gonna get backed up on the ropes, and I think Ortiz is gonna do the same shit he just did to this guy. He's gonna back him up on the ropes, and he's gonna chop around his guard and fucking rock him and finish him off. That's probably what's gonna happen. I mean, that guy's a hype job and a half. That fucking dude's a hype job and a half. He's done nothing.
I believe FUTV is right on this one. For the first time, I believe that FUTV is right about quick stoppages. I think it's possible to be a quick stoppage, but I think it'll be a little bit earlier. I mean, a little bit later instead of like a mid stoppage instead of a late or a early stoppage. It'll be mid. Don't fucking catch him. He's gonna put him in. He's gonna box him up. He's gonna put him in a little zone where he fucks his world up.
He always does that. Back him up on the ropes. Hit him with some stuff, and that's that. And move on to better fighters.
Yeah, Boots ain't shit.
Yeah. Crawford don't want that. Crawford don't want that fucking Ortiz fight. He ducked that shit. Period.
Oh yeah. The funny thing is Ortiz with Crawford. I feel like he would have ducked Ortiz because high risk, low reward. And
he did duck him. He ducked him. He definitely ducked him.
Yeah, because of the
that was supposed to be the next fight. That was supposed to be the next fight after the Madrimov fight. That's what he was supposed to do next. Oh, well, he wanted Canelo. Yeah, they just gave him Canelo.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to fight Canelo. Canelo was supposed to fight Benavidez, and this guy was supposed to fight Ortiz.
Vergil throws a lot of punches, man. He's got that dog in him. I don't know how many G's come after that O, but so he got that dog in him.
And look, like Ortiz he's got murderer's row coming. The guys he's gonna have to fight to really make his name. He's already got a name, but I'm saying like at 154, if he can conquer that division, he's way ahead of a guy like a Crawford or Floyd Mayweather.
He's gonna conquer it, but I don't know. He's gonna conquer it, but I don't know. He's gonna conquer it, but I don't know about 160.
I don't think Ortiz has long at 154. He has maybe 2 fights max.
Yeah, he's
or 3.
He's
gonna go to 160 2027. He's not gonna be in this division long.
It's insane how he grew. Okay. Like when I saw him at the weigh-in, it was like he was all sucked in. And then he came in the next day. I'm like, oh shit, he's like bigger than this guy now. Like he really sucked down.
Yeah, that was weird, bro.
Vergil is a snack athlete. Don't forget.
It's just all his muscles were so deflated. Like he was so dehydrated.
Yeah, he's a snack athlete.
And then he inflated. Yeah, he is a snack athlete. He is. But
He's got that porn star Victor Conte knowledge where you inflate the shit and large.
I bet you that ribdo, whatever they call it, I bet you that came from like muscle, like PEDs that not PEDs, weight cutters that actually cut his muscle. They actually have certain drugs that can do that, but they can kill you. That kind of stuff. Actually they have certain drugs that actually kills your fat cells. You know that? And that's what it depletes. Yeah, that's one of the things they have. It can actually kill you. I know a bodybuilder that took that shit and it killed him. He got some issues with his he got organ failure because of it.
Damn. Oh yeah, that's common, right? Organ failure.
Well, it's because he took those burners, and it basically kills your fat cells.
You need some. Yeah,
so you don't have them anymore once you take that shit. But it messed up his kidneys.
Jesus.
Somebody by the name of Francis. I know somebody by the name of Francis who done that.
What, Francis Ngannou?
Nah.
You know an actual guy? A guy I know.
This guy I know named Francis. You know, no relations to Ngannou.
Recognize the Francis.
Francis Ngannou.
No, my name is
Conte gave him some shit, man. He gave him some shit. And he fucked him up. That's what it was. Take this, Ortiz. Put it in your body.
Take this, Ortiz. I know.
That's what he said.
I know it's best.
Put this in your body, Ortiz. Put this in your body. Do it.
Shoot it up in your ass.
Crawford unzips his pants and pulls his pants down when Conte says that. And he turns around and bends
Conte
over.
got a mustache. Ortiz got a mustache. Crawford got a mustache. You see, like, there's some kind of thing going on over there.
Yeah, that's some weird.
Mustache. Chinados.
He has that pedo mustache.
Yeah, definitely.
Let him rest in peace.
Rest in peace, sweet prince.
You mean that goblin?
Yeah, rest in peace. I got nothing.
He can rest in peace. How about that?
Rest in peace.
Can I say that I was impressed with Vergil's performance? I wasn't expecting him to knock this dude out like that in 2 rounds. And I wasn't expecting to have him ice cold like that where he was just frozen. He was out on his feet, you know? So he was done. Like the same, and I was thinking, like, if Vergil wanted to prove something, he's going to have to do something similar to what Boots did against Lima, right? Because that guy, I'm still a little bit suspicious about that fight. You know, this guy couldn't, like, literally, bro, couldn't take one punch.
He didn't know how to block
Boots. Like, you know what I'm saying? He took one punch, bro, and he was fucking out. So I'm a bit suspicious of that. But, you know, Vergil Ortiz had to do something similar, right, to match that height. And he did. The way he knocked out Luben was impressive. I didn't expect that. So, you know, I think he did well. He did well in that. And let's just see the fight, dude. I'm telling you, I have a bad feeling. The energy they were giving off, they're like still pussyfooting around each other. Like neither of them wanted to commit because they already had their managers in back of their heads saying, "Don't say nothing like that. Don't say this. Like don't commit to nothing." You know, because if they really wanted to fight, you know, why the fuck didn't Vergil say, "What's up, bitch?" And then Jaron Ennis should have like snuck it. He should have punched him in the face. You know what I mean? Like, this is my belt.
Yeah. I mean, I remember
like, this is a Laffy Taffy belt. He should have grabbed that fake ass belt and threw it out the ring. You know, like, this shit ain't real. I'm the ultimate, and started pounding his chest. You know what I mean? Something, bro.
Well, I remember after Canelo Chavez. Why didn't they just show up and say, okay, that's the fight's ready, the fight's signed? They could have tried to make this fight happen the way Canelo Golovkin was made. Remember, Canelo beat Chavez Jr.
Yeah,
and then
you're next, my friend. You know what they wanted to do, Bucho? They wanted to give everybody a face-off. Now they have that photo of that face-off. Now everybody's gonna be playing with that for the next year and a half.
Yeah, it's a tease.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna go on. They're gonna go on. They're gonna talk about Ortiz, the juice.
Vergil doesn't need boots. Vergil does not need boots. Vergil got balls. He's gonna be taking good fights. Boots is terrified of ever taking a decent fight. So he's gonna. And trust me, the black community, you know, Black Power, they don't fucking. They whatever I'm saying, they are with it. They like fucking. They don't like Boots. They think he's a pussy. He's straight up.
You're plugged in with them. They listen to you, right?
What are you talking about?
No, they don't listen to me. No.
They do what you say. They do what you say.
He's the voice of the streets.
No, it's not that what I say. No, it's what they're saying. I'm hearing. It's nothing what I'm saying.
They don't like. Why don't they like Boots?
Because they think he's a fucking vagina. They think he's been ducking for a long time. That's why. Yeah, and then the fact that he even also jumped in with the Canelo just to because he doesn't like Crawford. Just because that's what that was, man. Canelo didn't call him out to come and help him. He went there just to to put some fucking salt on Crawford's wounds and shit, if you know what I mean. He's a piece of shit, ultimately, and that's another reason why they don't like him. And he's a ducker, bro. He's gonna duck.
They might not like him, but they want him to beat Ortiz, though. I'll tell you that. It's just like they didn't like Crawford, but they wanted Crawford to beat Canelo.
Yeah, but that's like black with black and whites with whites, Mexicans with Mexicans, or browns and browns. Yeah, that's normal shit. But they don't really legitimately don't like him. Yeah, they despise him.
Is it the skirts and the Spanx?
I mean, they're gonna want to lynch him eventually. But I'm not playing.
All right. Well, anything else, guys, or should we call it a
Someone said lynching.
Oh, come on.
Wait, what?
I don't know who said that.
I didn't say lynching.
That was Emma.
I said lunch.
Oh, okay. I thought you said lynching. I was like, yeah, I want to see your lynching too. I want something like Mortal Kombat style. Get finished.
They need to just make the fucking fighter.
I'm kidding.
Fighting around. Let's just see this shit.
I just want to see it. I agree with. I want to see the 54 elimination happen.
This guy doesn't even have a title, right? Am I wrong? Neither one of them.
Well, who cares, right? I mean, doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying is, look, this is a fucking contender. If anything, this is a fight for number one, the number one spot for the whatever title.
Nah,
and bro, why is this shit so hard to make? Like,
even if that fight happens, that's not a guarantee. The number one fighter in the division.
I mean, they got so many titles over there. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, come on, Turkey, take the shit over already. It's retarded. This is a contendership fight. Like, you guys have this fight, or they're up for one of those titles. For this to be this hard to make is fucking crazy. Because we know that this guy Boots never gonna fight Fandor or any of these other guys. No way in hell. Look, he's not gonna fight Ortiz. He's not gonna find this. This tower of a man, this fucking giant.
Are you a Turkey fan yet, Julio?
Oh yeah, I know Turkey's taking the shit over. It's done already. I don't like the fact that the favoritism, with his butt buddy. But outside of that, I think what he's gonna do for boxing is great. I think everything he's doing. I don't like that he's still allowing the Tom and Jerry shit, because I thought Crawford fought like a pussy. 99% of that Canelo fight was fucking garbage. The dude literally did nothing for the first 5 rounds of that fight except run around and smile.
Well, I did tell you.
He smiled and ran around.
Really, I did tell you he's not really about it, Julio.
Yeah, he's a bitch. But that's his.
I'm talking about Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey. Yeah. He's allowing Tom and Jerry shit. He's still building up Shakur.
Well,
are you kidding?
Yeah, no, that's disgusting. Do you think Turkey's gonna allow Tom and Jerry against?
It depends.
Against Haney and fucking Norman Jr.
Yeah, I think he should get disqualified. I think they need to go by the rules. Haney,
I don't think they're gonna apply. That's the thing. I don't think because Haney's Muslim, and I think they want Haney to win, and so he's gonna allow Haney to fight. That way he always fights, just to get that belt, and then
it's a bad idea. It's really bad for the sport. Because look, if this guy hugs and keeps hugging, they need to start taking points. And in reality, it's better that Norman wins the fight because he's more excited.
Yes.
He's young. Yeah. He's 24.
Yes. It's better for boxing.
He's not.
He's
not disgraced.
Anybody is better than fucking Haney.
Yeah. What do you think's going to make more money?
He talks better. He's cooler than Haney.
Exactly. You got Norman versus Shakur or Haney versus Shakur. What do you think's going to make more money?
Look, man.
Norman's going to make more money than anybody. Norman versus Tio. Anybody you put Norman with is going to make money.
Turkey wants Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez. So maybe they want to just get rid of
it. That's such trash. That's such trash. Like, so stupid.
Norman's career is going to be cut short, bro. He is a guy that gets hit often. His power bails him out and his chin bails him out. That's just a disaster waiting to happen.
But he's more exciting. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Boxing needs exciting fights. Fighters are willing.
We need fighters like him. We gotta keep.
Do you care if Haney fights for 15 years if he's ass?
I care.
Run away.
I care because he needs to leave the court.
No, I'm saying, like, do you want him to preserve himself for 10, 15 years so you can watch him be ass for that long?
I want the crack baby to get good, like really, really good. Eventually, then
let him fight. Let him get 5 hard 7 years, make some money, get the fuck on.
Here, run around. 7 years of running.
He's not gonna be like that, man. I don't like Haney. I don't like Haney, but I like the fact that he goes out there and at least fights the guys. You know, unlike Shakur, I don't know. I think he's making excuses. I think Shakur is a little bit of a diva. You know, Haney at least. I mean, he ducked the Loma rematch, but still, like, I mean, he's kind of. I think he's ducking Ryan for a rematch, but in different ways by suing him. But I like the fact that he's going out there and actually trying, even though he's a dickhead. I'm not. He's a pecker, not a wrecker.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say he's trying. I think he's just trying to make paydays. I mean, you saw his last fight; it was fucking pathetic.
Well,
he's just coming in for a payday. He ain't trying.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was his fight coming off of a beatdown, bro. That he never.
Yeah, but he always fights like a
bitch.
But he always fights like a bitch like that in many fights. It was just worse than ever because he's fighting big guys. He's fighting guys almost his size. He's fighting guys that are around his size. So now he's running even more.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying. He's trying, and I give him A for effort.
Oh, come on. I don't think
I just recently rewatched Haney against Ramirez because I'm taking a bunch of clips. One of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life.
I had it a draw. I didn't even think.
Seriously. Terrible. It could have been a draw, man.
I mean,
both guys should have. You know what? Both guys should not have been paid. Versus withheld, because they didn't
I think
fight.
he was actually coming for it. Haney was the one that ran running and hugging. Like, they should have taken points.
I mean, yes, one guy was coming forward. I have to say that.
This guy's running. Yeah. He's bringing the fight. Haney's running from the fight. So in reality, Ring General's not Haney. He was avoiding a fight. They should have.
Haney would land some shots here and there, though. That's the thing, right?
You were like touches.
Ramirez was coming in, but I mean, it was a terrible fight.
It's pathetic. The way they score this shit is so stupid.
Worst fight I've ever seen is Shakur versus Edwin Dos Santos.
De Los Santos, yeah, I was gonna say that's up there, man.
He lost that fight, and he knows it. His daddy knows it. His whole family knows it. His crew knows it. You know.
But as I was rewatching Ramirez and Haney, it was Jim Lampley said this fight is very close to beating the record of the least punches thrown in a fight in any weight division. That's how bad he was. But people call us, you're hitting on Devin Haney. No, listen, breaking the record for the least punches thrown in any fucking fight. I mean, in any weight division. Holy shit!
That's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. That's something you would expect in a heavyweight bout. You know what I mean?
Right. These are lightweights, and super lightweights. Oh, just embarrassing.
Well, they're afraid to get hit. They don't actually fight these dudes.
You hate him. You just hate on Haney. You hate Haney. Like, shut up.
I mean, these dudes hated Haney just a couple of weeks ago. They were saying he's trash.
Yeah, but they can criticize Haney. We can't. I can't. I don't have the pass.
Well, Haney's going to be real boring, I think, in this fight.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to win.
He's going to win on points. Yeah.
By holding, and he's going to be allowed to do all that bullshit. Now, he's not allowed to clinch.
Running,
it's a different fight. Well, he can run as well. He's great at
ring
that.
Generalship. You know that running away is ring generalship? That's like the easiest way to get to be the ring general. You just fucking run away.
And Haney's dirty too, and he's not. He's dirty. I see he clinches and he hits behind the head.
Yeah, right. They were saying that that Luben was a ring general yesterday, right? Just moving around.
yeah.
Well, some people were trying to. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's like, bro, Ortiz is a ring general. I don't know. They pretend that I don't know like the fucking rules. Like, bro, look, the way the rounds are scored, if both guys land the same amount of punches and you look at them and they look, very similar to each other in the power and the delivery, you give the round, the benefit goes to the ring general. That's how it's scored. That's literally in the rule book.
But
So
they
if
tried
those-
to brainwash you by saying, oh, no, like, for example, they didn't say this in this fight, but I feel, oh, Luben's comfortable. Luben is where he wants to be. What does that mean? Okay, what
No,
about
no,
the other
no.
guy? What about the other guy's not where he wants to be? Only the guy that's on the back foot? Like, all of a sudden,
I'm seeing your GIF there. Your GIF there. Like, Ortiz is cutting off his exits. His way, his when the ring general comes in, your back's on the ropes. This man has now limited your ability to move back, and he's kind of limited your movements, and he's lessened your options, right? So he's it's a strategy to catch you with shit, and that's why Ortiz steps to the right, he hits with the right hand, and then he throws that left hook. He's closing him off again, right? Cuts off his exit to the right, and so he's doing all kinds of shit in there that people aren't noticing. He's obviously not just beat the guy, he dominated him before he even threw a punch. He already dominated him. He's controlling his movement. It's just I just don't understand how these people they don't count ring generalship.
I mean, it's one of the three criteria. Like, yeah, it's very important.
It's very important.
But it's too vague. It's open for interpretation, so we just put it aside. We'll just put it aside, right? Like just brush it aside.
Yeah. It's clean, effective punching, and ring generalship comes second. It really is second.
Well, I think somebody, I don't know if it was BDA or Buchu, said it earlier. Just do what that guy's doing. So if that guy's backing up, then just back up. Like you start backing up and make it look like you make him. Well, I guess make him come forward, but just back up and see what it looks like. And it's one guy trying to make a fight and one guy trying to avoid a fight.
Yeah.
This is where I disagree with you, Frank. I'm not saying that you totally agree with it because I know you're just saying that play devil's advocate. But here's where I draw the line. This is boxing, not track and field.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we agree on this.
But a part of boxing is to trap your opponent, to limit his options for escape, and to set up your punches, and that's what Ortiz did. This was just dominance from before. Like I said, before a single punch was thrown, it was all dominance. He got him, set him up, trapped him, boom, 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 and he just put him out.
Yeah, but Julio, excessive disengagement is stalling.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, bro, the guy's running away. Oh look, he's stutter stepping left, stutter stepping right.
He's where he wants to be. He's where he's comfortable.
Yeah, I'm tired of that narrative. That shit's annoying.
You're not even supposed to look. Like we saw that Zapata fight with Shakur. Bro, he's on the ropes. He's losing big time. I don't care if this guy's not landing solid. He's still got your ass.
No, but he's comfortable on the ropes. He's comfortable on the ropes. That's where he wants to be.
There.
He wants to be there.
That's pathetic. And
people wants to be on the ropes. Muhammad Ali. Oh, he was getting fucking. He was getting punched.
The rope-a-dope's losing. Yeah, he's getting dominated. He's up stuck on the ropes.
Like, what if you want to get off the rope? Can you do that? Can you get out of the ropes? Like, I mean, if you can, then you're not in control.
Yeah, even if you get off,
also,
you
what the rope-a-dope is,
you
gotta knock your opponent out. If that went 15 rounds, Ali wasn't winning that shit.
No.
Oh, they would have robbed Foreman anyway. Did you hear the commentators in that fight? They were sucking Ali's dick all day long. They're like, oh, Ali, he's coming back. Oh, it's like, come on, bro, shut up. That dude, he would have robbed the fuck out of George Foreman if he didn't knock that guy. Look, if he would have, if he didn't score a knockout in that fight, George, he would have lost for sure. If it would have gone the distance, they pretend like they didn't suck Ali's beep, because I'm telling you, they really did. That guy was a media darling. He was selling their little.
It's political as well. That's the whole era back then.
It was all bullshit. Little con man. Karma got his ass. Karma got him. He's over there. Karma got him.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Not gonna get into it, but I got a little bit into it. He divided the black
fighter
community.
In boxing,
he brought my Muslim shit into the black community in order to hate the white man.
But see, yeah, it was a different time, I guess. Back then.
Oh, not really that different.
Nah, that's excuses.
No, I'm not excusing anything. I'm not excusing anything. I'm just saying how that way he was. No.
Oh, he was for sure like government dude.
Well, that was that whole government Operation Mockingbird.
Yeah, he got some contracts. He got some good money. They gave him those paydays. Payday.
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show. It's been 3 hours, but
you're trying to silence me. That's what it is.
Exactly. That's enough. I got a message from my lawyer.
Ali Boumaier.
All right, we'll see you next time. All right, I appreciate you guys jumping on.
I'm kidding. Ali's the greatest.
Thank you, everybody in chat. Salute.
All right, people on YouTube, thank you for being on. Want to thank everybody who super chatted. Please hit that like button; it really helps us out because it helps with the algorithms. And yeah, guys, we'll see you next time. Take care.